Everyone joining us on the Cricket Canada YouTube page as well as the USA Cricket YouTube page. It's a significant series. These two teams will be in Group A at the T20 World Cup starting in a month's time. India, Pakistan, Ireland, the other three teams. So it's cricket's longest standing rivalry. These two know each other well. They've battled in some really close, enthralling fixtures in the past. There goes aerial. Extra cover is a really strong area for Aaron Johnson. And these are dangerous signs for the USA.
That's correct. That's in his zone. Anything that goes in his zone, he will just go through the line. And the wicket seems to be playing fairly decent.
Yeah, and where they bowl to Johnson will be quite important in this series, Owen, because he's very strong on the pads. A lot of his maximums come in the leg side, but anytime you give him width, as we just saw in the power play, margin of error is so small. So now they had deep third and a deep backward square. They've brought up the deep third and they've sent back deep cover. Maybe the better ploy if Nachavalka is going to be full looking for the ball to swing. Such a menacing player to bowl to, Johnson, because of the areas that he can access the boundary hitting as well.
Oh.
This is a chance though. Mid on under it. Takes it in the end. Jasdeep Singh. That is a huge breakthrough for the USA. Again, going back to that straight line and getting the result.
A very good wicket for the US team. It's now 16 for 1. 2.3 overs. The Canada team is looking for a good foundation to build on. And one of the things that they're looking for is for Johnson to have a very good start. A couple good boundaries early on, but with the loss of this wicket, we'll see what the middle order has to offer, or the top order, first of all, has to offer.
Yes, a good adjustment from Nachavalka. Previous delivery was wide and driven, and it's a brave move as well, because if you watch Aaron Johnson, maybe at the last League Two, or if you watch him in his international career, a lot of his boundaries come in that leg side. So they've almost used his strength against him, the USA. The length was key, though, from Nachavalka. It wasn't too full. And in the end, a leading edge taken. So big wicket for the United States of America. If you're now joining us, USA taking on Canada. USA won the toss, opted to bowl first. It is the first ever international cricket game being held here at the Prairie View Cricket Complex in Houston, Texas. And it brings Parvit Singh, Pargat Singh to the middle for Canada. And this is a Canadian team in very good touch. When you look at their League Two performances, they went to the UAE, played Scotland and the UAE, beat them twice. So won 4 games on the bounce to start the year, but that was in the one-day international format. Still quite inexperienced as Singh is off the mark. He's 31 years old, but he's only now playing his 13th T20 International. He's got 250s at this level. The biggest thing for him, though, will be can he sort of translate that one-day international form into this format? He averages over 40 in ODI cricket, but strike rate has been below 110. So Coach Pubudu and Captain Saad Bin Zafar have trusted him at that number 3 position. Could have sent Dhaliwal. We've seen Harsh Taka back there at times. But clearly he's one that they identify as an option going into that T20 World Cup.
And it will be very interesting to see what role he plays at the number 3 position. If he is going to bat through the innings, or he's going to try to make use of what's left of the power play.
Yeah, this is what Nachavalka does so well. This angle to the right-handers, he's got the ability to hold its line, go across them, or of course swing the ball back in. And that's why he's bowling from that end as well. Wind will just assist him in bringing it back in. It's a Canadian team with a lot of right-handers, which is why I think the USA went for the 2 left-arm spinners in Singh, who we haven't seen yet, and Kenjige, but they will use this wind factor, which is beginning to pick up now against the right-handers. Nicholas Curtin is the only real left-hander in that top 5, so I wonder how Canada play it. When do they send him in for that matchup? Really good start. Disciplined start from Nachavalka. Wicket in the over, exactly what the USA needed. End of 3, 18 for 1.
Strike a bowling change, yeah? New bowler, left arm round. Looking good, bro? Milan.
Yeah, halfway into the power play. So far, probably the United States of America will be the happier of the two teams. Harmeet Singh from the southern end, and critical now, one left arm spinner replaces the other. We saw an over from Kenjige, went for 11. And they've got Harmeet Singh on debut today. Played at that 2010 Under-19 World Cup for India. Played at the 2012 Under-19 World Cup for India as well. Makes his USA debut today. And for those viewers at home, a lot of spin will bowl from this southern end because of the wind direction. You don't want to risk bowling the spin from the north because batters hit with the wind. And the ball tends to fly down the ground. May not have carried to short square. Andreas House, not with the gloves, but another debutant.
Yes. Looking forward to seeing House when the USA bats. There's a change in field. We have a backward square, short fine leg, and they move the mid wicket to a.
There is long off, but again, the positioning is very good from Shermanta, wide of that fielder. So we've seen him go straight and now to the left of Van Skalvik.
Flighted, but a little bit too much room outside the off stump. You don't want to give the batter that much room, especially if you don't have a sweeper.
Yes, the power play margin of error very small. Harmeet Singh, though, will be very used to bowling in these pressure situations. Did it in the Major League Cricket. This time goes slow, it'll be just one. But really is, I think, a massive moment for a lot of these guys. Guys like Harmeet Singh, we haven't seen Corey Anderson. He's suffering an injury, but probably will see him at some stage in this series. We look at him and the 6 debutants today ahead of a T20 World Cup, and it's a massive opportunity for them sort of to impress in this series.
It's huge. It's huge. As I said before, a lot of these players are trying to cement their teams into the final squad that would be selected for the World Cup.
Yeah, I'm quite curious to see how the USA play this with the 2 left-arm spinners in tandem. End of the over, 23 for 1. All right, if you're joining us for the first time today, it's the start of a 5-match T20 International Series. Aaron Johnson, the Canadian opener, struck 3 boundaries but then was dismissed by Saurabh Netravalkar, who's replaced by Jasdeep Singh. So another seam option. Again, keep an eye on that trend, folks. You'll see a lot of pace bowling from the north and a lot of spin from the south. Why? The wind factor at the Prairie View Cricket Complex. It really is significant here. So batters, as you go through the day, will try to use that wind to their advantage. Want to credit the Prairie View Cricket Complex as well, Owen, to have the transformation that it's had in the last couple of weeks to host an international match. It's a huge moment for the organizers and this ground here in Houston. He's getting the ball just to move away from the right-hander. Shermanta wanted a wide.
I mean, being from Houston and umpiring a lot of games here at Prairie View Cricket Complex. It warms my heart to see the transformation that you've mentioned, Nikhil. To bring it to this level that we could have an international game here, it's very pleasing to myself and a lot of Houstonians.
Yeah, in the gap. Should be a couple. It's quite interesting as well. Someone like Jasdeep Singh, who made his debut all the way back in 2019, he's only playing his 5th match. So for guys like him and Kenjige, who have been in and around the setup but are now getting a real opportunity in T20 international cricket, it's a huge series. Remember, for those that are not aware, the USA have got a new head coach in Short Law. They would have had a Nationals tournament right here in Houston, which you would have been a part of the umpiring, Owen. And he really impressed with his ability, I think, to swing the ball away from the right-hander, but also at the back end of the innings, someone who can hit the deck, take pace off the ball.
Yes, his variation was very impressive during that national tournament, Nikhil. Decent pace. His line I was impressed with his control overall. His control has improved over the years since I've first seen him a few years ago.
Yeah, we welcome you wherever you are around the world. It's the first T20 international of 5 between these two sides. Yeah, really interesting to see how I think Canada go about playing this format. They've played so much one-day international cricket this year and they've excelled. How do they then shift the mindset now to a much faster format? And they'll be really hungry not only to beat the USA in this series, Owen, but at the World Cup as well. They'll want, even if they don't beat India or Pakistan, they'll want to finish 3rd because of rankings, because of qualification for the next event.
Yes. And coming off that series, that one-day series that they had, after this ball, I continue.
We'll have to rebowl that one, Jasdeep Singh.
Yes, after that one-day series, they came here to Houston, and they've had a camp here for about a week and a half. That they've played some T20 games against the Mustangs, the minor league Mustangs from Dallas Mustangs, which was a very competitive team. And they played, I believe, 4 or 5 games against that Dallas Mustangs team. So they've been here for the past week and a half, getting used to the conditions, the pitches, and playing against very good competition leading up to the series.
Yeah, again, he's got that deep 3rd because he continuously goes across the right-hander. Very consistent start in terms of the line from Jasdeep Singh. End of 5, 1 over to go in the power play, 25 for 1.
जैसी कोलो से क्योंकि हवा तेज है ना नॉर्मल स्विंग कर रहे हैं निकल जाती है एक बॉल क्रॉसिंग भी जा सकता है थोड़ा देखते तो कितने खत्म हो रही है let we go 30 seconds guys right arm over new bowler middle. It's a good start, gentlemen. It's a good start, gentlemen.
Yeah, 1 over to go in this all-important power play. It's been interesting, really. You expect the ball to do a bit early morning here at the Prairie View Cricket Complex in Houston, but I tell you, this surface, it looks quite placid. Ball has come onto the bat well. The USA have bowled well. Here's Van Schalvik. Shadley Van Schalvik from South Africa, another one of the 6 debutants for the USA. Someone who is very experienced from Cape Town. Van Schalvik played 97 first-class matches before he came over to the US. He's played 94 T20s. He's got 90 wickets. So they will really benefit from his experience. But I think what he gives them is someone who can bowl across the phases, especially at the back end of the innings where the USA have struggled in the past. So skillful, the different things he does, subtle variations.
Looking forward to this over. The reason being it's the last over in the power play. So I would like to see Kenna's approach he's going to pitch the ball up to get what swing is out there to be had. So this is going to be a very interesting over.
Yeah, so far, the USA have found that good length area quite often. It's been hard for Canada to score, and again, I think it exposes something when you get Johnson early. It can put pressure because they don't have a lot of those boundary hitters. Shermanta is dangerous, but he's someone that probably goes at 120, 130, and probably looks to bat deep into the innings. You want one of your top three going deep. But I wonder if they can structure someone like Curtin or even Harsh Taka around him to find boundaries in the power play. But again, credit to the USA and Van Skalvik pace off. First time today we're seeing pace off the ball.
Very good from Cascade. That's very good variation. Usually pitches the ball up, has a natural outswinger from the right-hander. But in this instance, taking the pace off, seems like he bowled a cutter, off cutter, which was played a short mid wicket for a single.
Again, another slower delivery. He's got a few. He's got a few in that arsenal, Van Skalvik. Couple different variations. The leg cutter, he rolls his fingers over it. So keep an eye on that as we get to the back end of the innings. But I think early on with the new ball, they've used that live green grass well. They've got the ball to seam around.
I'm pleased to see what I've seen with the pitch so far. Very pleased to see what I've seen with the pitch so far. It seems like we have a good one today.
Have to reball that one. You can see though they've purposely gone wide at times, the USA, to Singh. Saw it in the last over from Jasdeep Singh. They've taken away those deliveries on that straight line. And they've tried to force him to hit through the offside. So far it's worked. He's 1 from 9. I wonder how critical, Owen, just knowing conditions here, how critical will this start be for the USA? They've only got the 1 wicket, but the rate has been controlled. Yeah, really good start. Very tidy this from the USA. It's just 3 from the over. End of the power play. 30 for 1.
Turn, boy, turn, boy.
Right, end of the power play. USA will be very happy after they got the wicket of Aaron Johnson. Last 2 overs have just gone for 7 runs. Really great way to end that power play to start the series. They've kept things really tight. Now they've used Kenjige 1 over in the power play. Now they use him outside of it. And a change of ends, bowling from that northern end. So does have to worry about that wind, but does have the protection of 5 feeters outside that 30-yard circle.
I think US has been disciplined. Seems like they had a plan and they stuck to that plan. And I will give them the credit for this first power play, just averaging 5 runs per over. So I would say credit goes to the USA team for this first power play.
Yeah, and I think the fact that Canada have got so many right-handers, it really does help Monarch Patel and his plans. Harmeet Singh center of screen and Kenjige bowling now. They're 8 overs. If you can get them going at 6 or 7 runs and over, they're taking a lot out of the game. There is some spin though. That one definitely got some purchase.
Should be encouraged by that, getting some movement off the pitch or some turn off the pitch.
Yeah, straight to the man. Taken the build-up of pressure on Srimanta. And well positioned at deep backward square. Van Skalvik takes it comfortably.
Easy catch in the end for the player that we call Shadow. Van Skalvik. 2 wickets down now for Canada. And I was saying, Nickel, it's going to be very interesting to see what their approach is. Yes, they have wickets in hand, but just scoring at less than 5 runs are over. Let's see what the approach is going to be from this point going forward.
Yeah, massive moment for Nosh Kenjige. First T20 international wicket for him. And he just set up Srimanta. Seen this a bit from the USA today. They've used the strength of the Canadians against them. Saw Aaron Johnson. They both straight at him. It's an area he likes, but this time forcing Wijenaratne to hit into the wind. In the end, pulls out at that deep backward square position. So pressure on Canada now. Losing the toss. Being asked to bat first. It brings former captain Navneet Dhaliwal to the middle. Very experienced, probably the most experienced player in this Canadian side. He's got a very good record against the USA as well. He captained them for about 3 years between 2019 and 2022. Averages 45 against the USA in 3 matches.
What has impressed me so far, Nikhil, is the length that these US bowlers have been bowling. Very impressed with that.
Another very tight over, just 1 run and a wicket. The USA really suffocating the Canadians at Prairie View to start. 31 for 2.
Very good disciplined bowling. Line and length has been on point so far for these 7 overs. Building a lot of pressure.
Yeah, looks like the first time in the series we'll have spin from both ends. So we just saw Nosh Kenjige change ends. Now we'll continue with Harmeet Singh from this southern end. Again, Canada have got a lot of right-handers, so those 2 left-arm spinners. He's got awareness from Monak Patel as well, because if he can squeeze out these 2 to the 10th over, you're keeping them under 5 runs and over. All of a sudden, Canada have to do a lot to catch up. Seen it, some big scores here. Trouble at the bowler's end. Gone. And that is not what you want if you're Canada. They're in trouble, and their most experienced player in Dhaliwal run out.
Not sure if a single was there, Nikhil. That ball was played straight to the point fielder. Backing up a little bit too far from the non-striker's end. And left stranded at mid-pitch. Great start from the US. 3 wickets down in the first 8 overs.
Yeah, it's amazing, Owen, the things pressure can do. All of a sudden, Canada, after they lost that wicket of Aaron Johnson, the run scoring is diminished. They've gone at just about 3 runs and over in the last 4. And Dhaliwal trying to regain strike. It wasn't a single there, and very sharp by the USA. They have really taken a firm control. Remember, Harmeet Singh on debut, as well as Kenjige, they're 2 most impactful spinners to start. What a difference they have made. What additions they can be for this USA team when you look at the nature of the surfaces here in this country and in the Caribbean where the World Cup will be played.
Definitely.
Brings Harsh Thakur to the middle. And straight away, what a way to get off the mark. Boundary to start.
That's an impressive start to the innings. That one was lofted outside the off stump, and that was hit through cover.
Yeah, just a correction. It is Singh on strike. Much needed boundary. He was 3 from 12 before that. Remember the run out, they didn't cross, so maybe just a pressure reliever for Singh. But Harsh Thakur, keep an eye on him. Young star at the non-striker's end. It goes back to that very straight line that's worked well for him today, Harmeet Singh. I don't know if you follow the league too. Owen, but Harsh Taka scored consecutive one international hundreds against the UAE and Scotland earlier this year. Again, someone who averages 40 plus in one-day international cricket. The biggest thing for him is how do they then translate that form now into the T20 international format, a completely different format.
Yes, but as I said before, that was a single. Ball play down to long on. As I was saying before, they had a very decent, I think a very good camp. They've been here for the past week and a half, so that has given them, this ball is played to short mid-wicket, and they run through for a single. They've been here for a week and a half, getting used to the conditions and this format, because they play some very good games against the Dallas Mustangs, the minor league team. So they have been doing preparations, which is good.
This time slower from Harmeet Singh. So far so good for Harsh Taka. Another wicket in the over though. Third consecutive over where they've lost the wicket, Canada. End of 8, 39 for 3.
Mid off in, mid off in. Leg please, sir. Let's go, boys. Let's go, boys. Leg stump.
Yeah, the pressure's been on. Canada, Monarch Patel has led his team well in this T20 International Series so far, but they've gone back to seam. Interesting decision. I thought maybe they would have stuck with Kenjiga. However, Monarch Patel is maybe saving Kenjiga for a bit later on. So time for some seam. Not yet. Just not yet. Yes, it is a very significant series between these two teams. Two teams who I think have always had very close, thrilling fixtures. Those diehard fans that join us will remember 6 years ago in 2018 when the game went to Super Over. Stephen Taylor got runs. The last 5 meetings, Owen, Canada have won 3, the USA have won 2. Of course, very different teams now, but 2 of those games have gone to Super Over, so they've always been good rivalries building between these two nations.
That's correct. That's correct, Nikhil. Always a very good series. Always a series that I look forward to watching, because it's usually very entertaining and very tightly contested.
Yeah, just judging from the length so far from the US, it's been rarely full, so it tells me that there is, I think, benefit from going probably a bit shorter. But again, that good length area where Jasdeep Singh has hit consistently has been very successful to start.
Yeah, that's correct. And as I said before, they have, I think they've done their homework, and they've on these preview pitches. If you have the right line and length, you'll get some assistance from the pitch with all the grass that you mentioned earlier, Nikhil. So I'm very impressed with what they've done so far with the length and the line that they've bowled.
Time just too straight, and the key thing here is usually first hour or so at Prairie View, ball tends to do a lot. Variable bounce can be a bit too paced. Whilst yes, the ball has moved sideways, there's been some seam movement. It's come onto the bat pretty well. The bounce has been quite true. Aaron Johnson was able to hit through the line of the ball, so it's a really good surface this, and probably the right balance between bat and ball is where at times you may in the past have gotten a lot in it for the bowlers and a struggle for the batters early. This has been a great surface to start. He's bowling well, saying in terms of the pace, some have really kicked through.
And to your point regarding the surface, Nikhil, one of the reasons being with the games that's being played earlier at Prairie View, there's usually a lot of moisture that's in the pitches to last throughout the day. I think we're going to see pitches like this throughout the series because the games are starting a little bit later in the day, so there's more time for it to dry out and for it to be prepared a little bit harder than usual. So very good day one pitch, and hopefully we'll be able to see the same for the remaining 4 games.
Yeah, again goes short. And this time we'll get to the boundary. Not convincing though for Pargat Singh. I think it may have come off the glove. May have just kicked through that actually. So interesting now as the ball gets older to see that again, hitting the deck is working for the US. They won't mind that. Definitely some seam movement there.
And something that works a lot on these pitches later in the innings is a lot of cutters. So let's see if that's something that's going to be utilized by the US and the Canada team when it comes on to later in the overs, if they're going to be bowling a lot of cutters with this grass that you mentioned on the pitch.
Yeah, no step in place, and the ball flies on this outfield at the Prairie View Cricket Complex, even with deep third. Back-to-back boundaries now.
Not in control, but that one went a little bit finer than Gajinan Singh was posted. Down to third man. Unable to get around. Not convincing, as you said before, but a welcome boundary for the Canadian team.
Yeah, with 3 deep leg side, he probably wants to be a lot straighter than that. Jasdeep Singh gives him the option to take pace off or attack the body, like we saw early in the over. Got deep fine leg, backward square, and a long on. Yeah, that's the line. Probably missing leg though. Yeah, ends a good over for Canada. 10 from the 9th, 49 for 3.
As you can see from the replay here. Down.
Change. Left arm round. Nosy.
49 for 3 in the 10th over. Harmeet Singh bowling his third, so 50 comes up now. It's not been as fast as they would have liked, but I think they'll take this. Canada, they were 39 for 3 at one stage, so last couple of overs have been fruitful. They're now beginning to rotate the strike to score a bit freely, and they've got power to come. Nicholas Curtin, Dylan Hilliger, so they'll know that they have ammunition to come. These two will try to build a partnership. Captain is persistent with Harmeet Singh. Now second over on the trot from this southern end. Just seems to be running a bit gingerly. Was just struck on the foot, Pargat Singh, from a throw that came in.
The next 3 to 4 overs is going to be very critical. Hopefully these two batters will, Thacker and Singh, will be able to build a partnership, rotate the strike.
Really well played. The placement is what was good about this. Harsh Thacker, he's continuing right where he left off from the UAE.
Harmeet just gave Thacker a little bit too much room outside the off stump, and that was a little bit quicker, so the pace was there to be utilized And Thacker did that very well. Just cutting that ball backward off Nash Tenjigi at backward point.
Yeah, interesting. The only times he's gone for boundaries, Harmeet Singh, is when he's gone wide. And he's still kept those two fielders square on the offside in the circle. I think he wants to operate a lot more often, on that straight line, constantly attacking the stumps. Gives him the option of the arm ball and the one that spins away.
That's correct. It's more effective to operate straighter.
And those in India will know Harmeet Singh. He's been around the Indian Premier League back in 2013. Then played 2 under-19 World Cups for India, 2010 and 2012. So it's a familiar face. Didn't quite make as big of an impact as he would have wanted in India, but he's come to the US. He's qualified now to be an international for them ahead of the T20 World Cup. He bowled so well in the MLC last year alongside Imad Wasim. So USA can do something similar with two left-arm spinners. They've had a good start in the first half of this first T20 International. We will take a drinks break. Things pretty even at this stage. Canada 57 for 3 after 10.
सौरभ को भी ला सकता हूँ बीच में हैरी को डाइट में रखूंगा तो पॉकेट के दो बाउंड्री स्क्वायर लेग जा सकता है जस्सी भरा स्क्वायर लेग जाएगा स्क्वायर लेग जस्सी भरा नु शेडी शेडी नॉश
Yeah, welcome back to the Prairie View Cricket Complex. After 10, USA will be very happy. They've taken 3 early wickets, controlled the power play, limited Canada in that first 6 overs, and now their spinners, Harmeet Singh, Nosh Kenjigi, have done the majority of damage. Been well supported by Singh, Van Skalvik, and Nachavalkar. Their seam options will be Van Skalvik now as we get into that next half of the innings. Someone who takes pace off the ball. You see a lot of those cutters. That one, the leg cutter, out the side of the hand. As I say, welcome to Leonard Aichibar for the first time in the series.
Thank you, Nikhil. So things are on the way here. Hazy sunshine, a little bit on the hot side. Welcome to Texas. Welcome to this big bilateral between Canada and the US, T20 International. We've seen a good fight back from the US. Good partnership in progress here. And Nikhil, we've seen both Harsh Thakur and Pargat Singh posting, some 27 runs for this auto wicket. We've seen the US doing very well with their spinners. The likes of Harmeet Singh making his debut, Nosh Kenjigi, another debutant. So quite a lot happening with the caps being handed out to the US players.
Yeah, the scoring rate has been good in this partnership. 27 from now 20 deliveries, and it's exactly what they needed. They were, I think, when they lost those 3 wickets, the problem was that Paragat Singh at the other end wasn't able to find the boundary. It was putting pressure on the other batter, probably would have forced Daliwell to try and get back on strike, which inflicted in a run out. So I think the fact that he's been able to find the boundary a few times, Taka's always very good with the running between the wickets. And they know the power that they have. If these two can get to the 15th over, they'll be backing themselves even from here to get to 150, 160 with the hitting that they have to come.
Sliced towards the slip area. Gajanan can't come around in time, and that has gone away for 4. Good productive shot from Paragat Singh.
Yeah, second time today we've seen the deep third fielder in Gajanan Singh have no chance. The ball really does fly at this outfield in Prairie View. However, I wonder if he can be a bit straighter, which I think he's coming around now. But if they're going to bowl that wide line, are they better served maybe having a deep point to be a bit finer for more protection?
Oh, edged and gone. Brilliant take from Monarch Patel. And Harsh Thakur has to go. Is 66 for 4. A brilliant catch from Monarch Patel.
Yeah, that is exceptional from the captain. He's always been a live wire behind the stumps. He opted to keep the gloves today, even with the inclusion of Andreas House. And this is a huge wicket because you just felt like a partnership was beginning to develop after the boundary. But really good adjustment from Shadi van Schalvik. A touch straighter and a touch shorter. And in the end, that good length area paying dividends for the USA. Massive wicket. And this is what they get with his addition. On debut, first T20 international wicket. And again, using that live green grass to get some movement off the pitch. And the keeper does the rest. Exceptional work from Patel.
So Nicholas Curtin comes to the middle. 54 balls still to be bowled. He's come up with some good scores in recent time for Canada. A couple of 68s in the last 4 or 5 games that the Canada team has played. 1 international against Nepal. And he comes in here with 54 balls remaining. They're going just about 6 runs and over. And Nikhil, you made a good point that we've seen a very good debut performance from Shadi van Schalvik. He's bowling at 1 for 13 at the moment. Ball eased into the offside. Curtin can't score. 1 for 8, correction.
Singh, left arm round.
Yeah, end of 11, 62 for 4. Interesting this from Monarch Patel. I like this actually. A lot of times in international cricket, you tend to see with the introduction of a left-hander at the crease, captains go away from their left-arm spinner, spinning the ball back in. But even with Nicholas Curtin, Monarch Patel is backing his 2 spinners. We had Harmeet Singh. Now we're seeing Nosh Kenjige. And gone straight away. It's been that type of innings for Paragat Singh. He's struggled to really get going. And Nosh Kenjige again with the pace. Very slow, flighted. And this surface there has been purchased for the spin. What a magical turnaround this has been for the USA.
So Paragat Singh falls. One of the benefits of the slow left-arm orthodox, gets the ball to turn away from the right-hander. Paragat Singh realizing that we're coming down to the last 53 balls or so, and wanting to get some quick runs. Just a running pass, a very good delivery from Kenjige. He's picked up his second wicket, 66 for 5.
Yeah, the two left-arm spinners today have been really good in tandem. Was interested to see how that relationship would work. Harmeet Singh is both 3 overs. He's gone at 7s. Now Nosh Kenjige has got 2 on debut. He has been special to watch. He brings Dilpreet Bajwa to the middle. He has experience playing in the USA, but again, quite new to this Canada setup. I think a lot on the shoulders of Nicholas Curtin now at the non-striker's end. But very good from this new look USA side. A lot of new names, new faces, 6 debutants today. They'll be pleased to start.
And also interesting, Nikhil, if Nitish Kumar would have played, I think he's the 12th man today, he would have been playing for 2 nations in international cricket, but Dilpreet Bajwa has come to the middle.
Yeah, there's definitely been a lot in it for the spin today, and tend to see when the ball seams around like it did for Jasdeep Singh especially, it does tend to spin as well. So it's been great use of conditions by Kenjige especially, just because of how slow he's bowled. It's allowed the ball to grip into the surface, and because of that he's got a slip in play now for these 2 new batters. This is absolutely special from Kenjige. Again, slow and just getting the ball to spin away past the outside edge. Good length again has been so successful for the USA today.
So we've seen a very good over here from Kenjige. And Nikhil just coming down to the last 10 over of this game. You feel that the USA has gotten the Canadians where they want them. Couple of new batters out in the middle. They'll have to restart here. We saw very good partnership from Pargat Singh and Harsh Thakur that yielded some 36 runs.
Yeah, I like this look for this USA bowling lineup. One thing Monak Patel has not had very often in the past is options. Today I really enjoy the variety in this attack. Van Schalkwyk adds a lot with his pace-off variation, but these 2 spinners I think can bowl across the innings. They've also got Stephen Taylor, who we haven't even seen yet, bowling off spin, spinning the ball the other way. Milind Kumar is another option, so I think this is a very promising sign for the USA going forward in international cricket. Now left hand on strike. It just goes through Stephen Taylor, but very successful over for Kenjige in his first T20 international, 64 for 5.
Gauzy, stay mid off.
A look at the scorecard so far. Aaron Johnson started well. 3 boundaries early in that power play. When he was dismissed though, the pressure just shifted onto Canada. They haven't really been able to recover since. Had a small partnership between Harsh Thakur and Pargat Singh, both who've been dismissed in the last couple of overs. Now, again, options. Seen Nachavalka bowl the first and third over. Now he's back in the middle overs, trying to finish things up for the USA. Very good against the left-hander as well, which is why I think Monak Patel's gone to him.
Yeah, over the years, Netravalka's really served the US pretty well. Very tidy bowler. And he's picked up a big one today, that of Aaron Johnson. And we've seen Nicholas Curtin, a couple of good knocks for Canada over time. With still Dylan Heliger to come, so with 5 gone, you know that the US have really done work to take out the entire top order. 47 balls remaining. Netravalka has always been tidy.
Yeah, one thing we've spoken about a lot today is the transition of formats for this Canada team. They've got a few guys, saw Taka earlier. Nicholas Curtin's another one who's been very good in one-day international cricket, but they have not had a lot of experience playing the T20 format. For example, Curtin is averaging over 40 in 10 one-day internationals. But can they not only get the runs, but also get them at a rate where they have to be more aggressive? That will be the biggest challenge for this Canadian group, who have excelled in the longer format of the game.
Nikhil, you look at Dilpreet Bajwa, might have come into the side during the course of the week. A couple of practice games for the Canadian side against Dallas Mustang and of course their B team. We saw him getting among the runs in those matches leading up to this first T20 International. Over time, you look at this Canadian squad and they have lacked some of the probably the firepower at the top of the order.
Yeah, just think key now for Canada is, can they get just one partnership? They need a partnership to facilitate those big hitters that they have to come. Saad Bin Zafar, the captain, strikes at 160 in T20 international cricket. Dylan Heiliger, even better. But can you lay a platform going into those last 5 overs where they can come in and be effective? It's not going to be easy because the USA have been very good in their control of length. Rarely seen anything too full to start today. Shortlaw will be a happy man, their head coach.
Tidy stuff again from Netravalka, but just coming back to the many contests we've seen between US and Canada over the years. And both teams are always itching to go at each other. And I spoke about the top order firepower for the Canadian side over time. One name comes to mind, Rizwan Chima, Ryan Patan. Very aggressive at the top of the order. And you look at this Canadian side, so dependent on Aaron Johnson.
Just wide of Patel. Seen a lot of deliveries edged, but no slip in place for the seam today for the USA. So another boundary coming. End of the 13th over, 70 for 5.
Let's go again, Bata.
Yeah, 7 overs to go. The spin has been the tougher of the two suits to hit today on this surface at the Prairie View Cricket Complex. For those that don't know, a cricket facility located here in Houston, Texas. First international game being hosted here. Bangladesh will come to play the USA here in about a month's time, and that's a very exciting series for this USA team. Had to hurry. Direct hit, actually. I think he got it, just may have got in the end, but good fielding. The fielding has been very good. Catching has been good from the USA. Interesting this, Lenny, because Curtin was just easing in. Yeah, he got there in the end.
So it's hustling time here for the Canadians. Still 41 balls to be bowled.
And he's got him. Another one for Kenjige. 3 on debut. What a start to his T20 international career for the left arm spinner. Yeah, and they've used conditions well today, the USA. Canada in trouble.
So Dilpreet Bajwa, certainly no answer for one that probably seemed to turn a little bit. And Kenjige does bowl with a little bit of zip. And another wicket goes down here for Canada. 6 gone, 76 on the board.
Yeah, the man from Alabama, Nosh Kenjige. Again, that angle of wide, being very wide of the crease has worked to perfection today because he angles the ball in And he's getting just subtle purchase off the surface. He threatened the outside edge of Bajwa a couple times today. This time misses it, but cannons into the top of off. And what a day for Kenjige. And Canada in deep trouble. The leader of the Cricket World Cup League 2 at the moment. New format, it brings captain Saad Bin Zafar. So 2 left-handers at the crease now. How does that change the plans, if at all, for Monak Patel?
Yeah, it's going to be tough here. We've seen a very good spell so far from Kenjige, who's making his debut in T20 International for the US. Saad Bin Zafar, very experienced, would have been part of the Cavaliers, Somerset Cavaliers team this year. Missed out on the final. And that is because he was with international duties with the Canadian team in Bermuda. So he comes out here with Canada in some deep trouble. You look at the card, it's 76 for 6, 72 for 6. And Kenjige has picked up 3 so far.
I think the key thing with Monak Patel, one thing he deserves credit for today, you look in T20 cricket, when left-handers come to the middle, a lot of captains tend to go away from the left-arm spinner. He really was persistent with his 2 left-arm spinners, Singh and Kenjige. Would have obviously benefited from the position that they were in with pressure on Canada, but I love the fact that he kept Kenjige into the attack, and it's worked to perfection for him. Not only the 3 wickets, but the economy as well. Just 17 runs conceded and 2 deliveries to go in his spell.
When Nikhil, we saw only Johnson played a couple attacking shots against Kenjige. The others have been quite defensive, just facing up to Kenjige. They'll come back for 2, and good running here from the Canadians.
They've only had 9 boundaries in the first 14 overs. 3 of them hit by Aaron Johnson, and even though they've been good, Canada, in T20 international cricket, under Saad Bin Zafar, the captain, you look at their losses, you analyze the games that they've lost, it's been because Aaron Johnson hasn't gotten away. So the USA, to get that wicket early, has really set Canada back.
No, comes out with a good reverse shot.
Yeah, that reverse sweep is something Nicholas Curtin plays a lot. Plays both the conventional and the reverse, and good awareness of the field as well. Both men square in the circle, so much better over, but still wicket falling. 77 for 6.
Let's go, boys. Let's go, boys. Sweeper, sweeper. Point. Short fine, short fine. No, Yo. Long on, please. Noshi, long off, please. Let's go. Check this too.
Yeah, Canada in trouble. Monak Patel has had options at his disposal today. And because spinners work so well, it's going to be the first time we see Stephen Taylor off spin into the attack. No surprises with the 2 left-handers. So again, someone who can take the ball away from the 2 lefties. Spin late in the innings, but it's worked. Spin has not been the tougher of the 2 to hit on this surface. He's got protection leg side, 3 deep leg side.
He comes in at a time in which we're coming down towards the last 35 balls or so. Saad Bin Zafar.
Yeah, has been a good finisher, Bin Zafar, for this Canadian team. Again, though, you look at the makeup of their side. It's really structured for the one-day international format, the batters that they have. This will be the biggest challenge for them. Can we sort of go up a gear? Can we find that acceleration? But again, you have to do it on pitches probably where could be on the slower side, and also can we do it without losing wickets?
And Nikhil, you look at the USA fielding, it has really been on top. They haven't been put under pressure. And we've seen the catches that have gone to hands taken.
I don't mind this from Curtin at all. He hasn't really faced too many dot deliveries, trying to push things on. He's been quite productive at the crease. It's just the situation he's been in. Wickets have fallen at the other end quite consistently. I wonder if Coach Pubudu and Saad Bin Zafar look at his positioning in this batting order, being a left-hander. Maybe get him up the order in the future games. He's played well, played really well, because 3 deep fielders, leg side, but he's positioned it well enough. Bin Zafar just touched too short by Stephen Taylor.
Yeah, a bit of drag down here from the off spinner. And Saad Bin Zafar and the Canadians, they badly need runs. They'll have to take opportunities from this one. Now look at that. Pulled into the onside. Good looking shot from Saad Bin Zafar.
Have to hurry. Put pressure on Jasdeep Singh, puts pressure on the USA. So good partnership this developing. They need a big finish here, Canada. They'll be hoping for it in the last 5. 84 for 6.
Let me go again.
And look at the wickets to fall. Hargat Singh just got a bit bogged down in that middle over period. Harsh Thakur got a good start, but then Van Skalvik very deceptive with his use of the pitch. Now 5 overs to go. They've got options. You've seen the 3-seamers being used. Jasdeep Singh has got 2. Van Skalvik also has 2, and Chavalka has 1. So that could be the remaining 5. Yeah, using the pace magnificently well, Saad Bin Zafar. This partnership could be an important one.
Yeah, Jesse Singh comes with 1 shortish outside the off stump. And Saad Bin Zafar looking for runs and finds a perfect ball. Lovely cut shot through the offside, and it races away. And that's 4 more runs to Canada.
Yeah, interesting delivery and choice of delivery from Singh, because you look at the field, mid-off is in the circle as well as point. He's got deep third and deep cover as the only 2 fielders outside the circle on the offside, so he can't afford to be wide. Yeah, that's where he wants to be, but again, Bin Zafar predicts it well. He picked the pace off delivery, picked the straighter line. Back-to-back boundaries coming for Canada. This is better.
So another lovely shot from Saad Bin Zafar. Couple of 4s. Short and pulled away. That's a lovely shot. Very commanding shot from Saad Bin Zafar. So consecutive 4s off the bowling of Jesse Singh. And with 8 in the over so far, this has been a very good start to the 16th by Saad Bin Zafar.
Yeah, pays off again. And with this field, the 3 deep leg side all in front of square, you've got to be not only straight in line, but if you're going to be in your length, you probably want to be fuller rather than shorter, given the field with long on back on the boundary. So this is an area where Jasdeep Singh has struggled in the past, finishing the innings. It was interesting. I didn't expect them to go back to him as good as he's been today. They've got Van Skalvik, they've got Chavalka, and we saw Stephen Taylor bowl that last over. But they have opted, Monak Patel, let's see, can he find that Yorker? Oh, confusion again. Had to pull the dive out, gets back home in the end.
Good call, Curti.
So we've seen a couple of overs before from Jesse Singh. 1 that went for 2, 1 that went for 9. This one has already gone for 9 in 4 balls. We come down to 26 balls, Nikhil, and you get the feeling that the USA would not be too worried about maybe 120, 130 on for their chase. They've really kept the lid on scoring, and they've picked up a lot of wickets.
Not going to help the USA's cause. They've really done well to just squeeze Canada in the middle overs. Now, not only has the over been expensive, 2 boundaries to start, it's going to be a front foot no ball as well. Free hit for Bin Zafar, who's striking it well. This is exactly what Canada would have needed. 1 big over just to propel the innings going into the last 4.
So the free hit signal from umpire Jermaine Lindo, the first one of the match. And it comes courtesy of Jesse Singh, who has had that problem before.
Come now, skip. Ready, skip. Come, skip. Time.
Saad Bin Zafar will be the man on strike. He's really played a couple of spanking shots in this over.
Free hit, huh?
And now he gets a chance to free hit.
Yeah, they can change the field, but they've kept it the same. Only difference, the last time they bowled to Bin Zafar, mid-off goes back to the boundary, so deep third comes into the circle. Can't afford to be wide and too short, Jasdeep Singh. Yeah, just 1. Good result.
So Jesse Singh has gone for 12 in this over so far. A very good over here for the Canadians. And Nikhil, when you look at this over, probably one of the tallest so far. And it comes in the 16th here from Jesse Singh, who is, I made mention in the past, have a bit of problem with bowling and stepping across the line.
Yeah, this is a concern for Saad Bin Zafar because it's his left hand, which is his bowling hand. That's probably his biggest contributing factor to this Canada team. He's been so good with his left arm spin, finger spin over the years. So they'll hope that this is okay because it really is a massive part of their bowling lineup. And this partnership has done well. He seems to be okay, seems to be continuing. You look at this though, 12 runs from the over. It's the biggest of the innings thus far. And still 1 delivery to come. Can they get to 140, Canada? I think if you get 140, as good as this surface has been, with the spin that they have, they really fancy their chances.
So they're approaching the 100. Nicholas Curtin comes back into strike.
He's played this smartly, Nicholas Curtin. He's taken minimal risks. And many will say, well, it's the last 5, but he's ensuring that supporting Bin Zafar, who's been going well. 4 overs to go, 97 for 6.
Let's go, boys. Jesse, jaldi जाना, भागना, Jesse. 2 minutes down. Thurman. Don't like just force it or slot. And yeah, if it's not there, we take.
Yeah, 4 overs to go. Just the 1 over for Stephen Taylor. Monat Patel not taking any chances, wants his finishing options to have the ball, and this is what Shadi Van Schalkwyk has been picked to do. Took the most wickets at the national tournament here in Houston, earned a spot in this USA team, and he's known for his execution at the back end. Starts Yorker, starts well. Get 2 though, Canada. Good start for them.
Yeah, this partnership has gone up to 27, Nikhil. Second best one we've seen so far. We saw 31 from Harsh Thakkar and Pargat Singh. And it comes down to the business end here. We've seen a couple of good shots from Saad Bin Zafar in the previous over. We saw him getting a bit of treatment to the left hand. And Nicholas Curtin, a couple of 68s in his career in the last 5 or 6 games for Canada, across format of 1 international and of course T20 international.
Yeah, and those that are not familiar with Shadi Van Schalkwyk, this is exactly what he'll do throughout his career and what he has done, sorry. It's the execution. So it starts with 2 Yorkers. 100 comes up. He's also got a few different slower balls to look out for. One he bowls often to the right-handers is the leg cutter. But he's also got the off cutter, which can obviously go away from the lefties, and he's got a back of the hand slower delivery. But the execution at the back end is what the USA have missed in the past. And that time the off cutter again. This has been great execution in these first 2 deliveries.
And you look at the fielding that he has had with assistance. I made mention all the catches have been taken so far. We saw a brilliant one from the keeper, Monang Patel. And the order catching has really been good. 100 comes up in the 17th over.
And with this field, with the 3 deep leg side, it gives him options as well. So we've seen 3 full deliveries to start the over. He's got long on, long off, and then can go to pace off because of that square field set leg side. He will probably bowl the penultimate as well. This is what the USA have missed in T20 cricket. Someone who can come in and deliver for them at the back end consistently.
And Netravalkar still has another one. Kenjiki is done. 3 for 21 off his 4. Jesse Singh has bowled none for 24 so far. So still solid bowling options here for the US. 4 in this over. This has been a very good one from Shadley.
Yeah, again, and at this stage, if you don't concede a boundary, even if you're conceding runs every delivery, you take that. So they'll be very happy with this. The USA, this is Van Skalvik's first game. Canada won't be too disappointed either with this partnership, but they'll need a big finish. 130, I think, is a minimum on this surface to be competitive.
So 5 in this over so far. Strong batting lineup selected by the US. Andres House will be a man to watch. Monang Patel, Stephen Taylor at the top.
Again, just brilliant execution with this field from Van Skalvik, and delivers the over well. Just the 4 singles and a couple of runs. So 6 from the over, the 8th, the 17th, 103 for 6.
Bowling change, skip, left arm over. Get gloves after the over. Yeah. Striker want to get some gloves after the over there, Adi. You copy? You need some gloves after the over.
So it's 103 for 6. Netravalkar comes back into the attack. He will bowl the 18. Got 18 balls remaining. We've seen a very good knock from Saad Bin Zafar and Nicholas Curtin, 31-run partnership. We come down to the last 18 ball. Here is Netravalkar. Oh, pulled into the onside. He's picked it up well, and that has gone for a maximum. Lovely shot from Saad Bin Zafar.
Yeah, maybe just missed his length. Don't think he wanted to be that short. Netravalkar, and you can see Monang Patel right of screen having a chat with him. He's bowled well today. When he's been on that good length area, he's found it consistently. But this time, maybe just a hint too short and well picked up. It's a really good hit, that, because it's hitting almost into that strong breeze coming from the south.
So 3 4s and 1 6 here for Saad Bin Zafar, the captain. That partnership has gone up to 37. In fact, it's the best partnership for the Canadians so far. Oh, a loopy short ball. Waited for it to Saad Bin Zafar. And he punches this one over the offside, and he picks up another boundary. Lovely shot again.
What a knock this has been from the Canadian captain. They've been so good under his leadership. He's leading by example. It does tell you, though, that their runs on off on this surface. 10 from the first 2. Netravalkar, you can see the intent, trying to go pace off, but just got the length wrong. And he's got those men behind square in the circles. Just too easy for the captain. Feels still favouring the leg side. He's got 3 deep leg side as well as long off and deep cover.
So a bit of an appeal, he's gone. So Jermaine Linder comes up with the raised finger. And the enterprising innings of 29 comes to an end from the captain. He falls for 29 and Netravalkar strikes.
Yeah, it's much more like it from Netravalkar in terms of that length. He usually operates on a much fuller length because he's trying to extract swing. No real lateral movement now, but bowling to his field. A lot of fielders set leg side, just being very straight. Bin Zafar trying to construct something, comes across his stumps and too much across. Easy decision in the end. So captain is gone, but highly impactful knock. Maybe Canada have a chance at 130, 140 with this man walking in, Dylan Heiliger.
So we've seen 10 runs in this over so far. Couple of big shots from Saad Bin Zafar. Netravalka comes back, picks up his second wicket. Heiliger comes to the middle. And Nikhil, I'm kind of surprised that Heiliger has come so late. It's a quality play. He's played some very good hand as an all-rounder. And he joins Nicholas Curtin with 15 balls remaining.
Well, if you haven't seen Dylan Heiliger before, he's absolutely destructive. I couldn't believe it looking at his numbers before today. He's played over 30 T20 internationals. He's averaging 54 and striking at 180 in international cricket. He really had a great time with the bat in hand in that Desert Cup T20 International Series a couple of years ago in Oman. He's very powerful and will get a boundary straight away. So living up to his reputation, Canada all of a sudden, you think with this partnership, if these two can stay there, 130, 140 is on the cards.
Every run will count. And a very good start from Heiliger. Look at this one, a low full toss straight down the ground. What a safe place to play shots. And he picks up a first ball boundary. Good for him. Uppishly into the offside. And Nikhil, you look at this over, he's gone for 15 so far. Don't think the Canadians will mind wickets falling in this over. We saw the wicket of Saad Bin Zafar, but look, they've picked up 15 in this over.
I think it shows a blueprint of how they're thinking go about the innings going forward in this series. They only went at a runner ball in the middle overs. They lost 5 wickets. So I think definitely they can look to this as inspiration going forward. Can we play with a bit more aggression, a bit more intensity when we bat, especially in the middle overs, so you don't have that much to do at the back end?
Ball driven into the offside. Gajanan Singh will come around. They'll come back for a couple of runs. Good looking shot from Nicholas Curtin. He would want to probably bisect that gap or a little bit more forceful, but they'll pick up a couple of runs. 18 gone, it's 120 for 7.
Hey!
So 18 gone, it's 120 for 7. Shadley Van Shawkwick will continue. He's really bowled well. He's picked up 1. We've seen a good strike from Heiliger in the last over. And you get the feeling that Nicholas Curtin wants to pick things up. 12 balls remaining. Jesse Singh comes into the attack and starts with a ball inside the off stump. And a single to start the 19th nickel.
Yeah, I'm surprised by this decision actually. Monat Patel. So the last over Van Skalvik bowled from this end went for just 6 runs. Jasdeep Singh bowled the 16th over and went for 13. I thought with these two at the crease, knowing this is the last recognized pair, I thought you would have wanted Van Skalvik just to get one out or just keep the runs to a minimum. They could have a big penultimate over, build that confidence going into the final one, but Van Skalvik will bowl that last over. So a lot on the shoulders of Jasdeep Singh. I think this is the time where something will give for Nicholas Curtin. Been there for a while now.
Yeah, good slow ball here from Jesse Singh. He started pretty well in this 19. Just a couple of runs. We saw in the last over, he gave up 13 runs, including 1 no ball. And brings the big hitting Dylan Helliger back on strike.
Yeah, last 2 overs, they've got 36, Canada. Can they get a big finish? How many boundaries can they hit in these last 8 deliveries? If they can get 3 or 4, definitely 140s on the cards, and a competitive total at the Prairie View Cricket Complex with the amount of spin that they have in their lineup.
Bowled him. So Helliger loses his off stump. Jesse Singh strikes. It's 122 for 8. Helliger gone.
Yeah, big comeback this from Jasdeep Singh. Was under pressure after that last over, but Monak Patel stuck with him. And again, using the pitch. May have just stayed a touch low, but just dragged it onto his stumps and had to go at this stage, Dylan Helliger. Yeah, just rolling his fingers over it. Hit the inside edge, and big comeback and big wicket for the USA, because you can keep them to under 130. I think you start with a psychological advantage as well when you chase in that next innings. First wicket for Jasdeep Singh in this series.
So Jesse Singh with his tails up will come into bowl to receive Joshi, who has walked to the middle. Still 9 balls remaining. We haven't seen Nikhil Dutta, who's played a couple of good hands from time to time. But Joshi comes to the middle. Nicholas Curtin at the other end. He's batted well for 20 so far. And Jesse Singh with 9 balls remaining. Here he is. Joshi gets a very good ball. Good bowling here from Jesse Singh in this over.
Yeah, the key thing now for Joshi will be to get Curtin on strike, because I think Nicholas Curtin will want to face all of the remaining deliveries in this innings. The question now, with 2 deliveries to go in the over, is Curtin happy with Joshi just seeing these 2 out, or does he back his bowler who's at the other end, maybe to face a few in the last over? I think this could be like a bonus delivery for Joshi, just to swing and try and find the boundary. They do take the single. Now, does Curtin, if he has the opportunity to find the boundary, does he go for it, or does he try to get the strike for the last over?
We've seen a very good over here from Jesse Singh, 13 in the last, but he's only given up 3 in this over. Picked up his first wicket, that of Helliger, and now the big task of deciding what you want to do with this ball. Ideally, you probably want to take it out of the park for 6. But other than that, what happens next as Jesse Singh, from his long run, he's only conceded 3 in this over so far. 123 for 8. Punch through the offside. That's a lovely shot from Nicholas Curtin. That does well. Keep the ball in play, and look at that. They come back for 3. He keeps strike. Very good running. Good shot. And they pick up 3 on that occasion. What an end to the over from the Canadians.
126 for 8.
Yes, sir. Right arm over.
All right, 1 over to go in this first T20 International. If you're joining us late, the USA won the toss up to bowl first here at the Prairie View Cricket Complex in Houston, Texas. They've done well, the USA. They'll be very happy with this. It's a good surface. Live green grass. The ball has seamed around a bit. But Nicholas Curtin, this has been a resurgent knock to get Canada to something competitive. 1 over to go. Pace off to start. Now he's trying to play that reverse scoop, because he's got short third and point in the circle. No one behind square on the boundary. 3 deep leg side as well as long off and deep cover.
So very good start here from Shadley Van Shockwijk. With 5 balls remaining, we saw Curtin did everything to get on strike.
Jesse. Beautiful, Jesse.
Fielder does well. Jesse Singh with a very good save. Just a couple of runs. Curtin remains on strike, Nikhil.
Yeah, I'd like to look at this replay, actually. I think that right foot of Jasdeep Singh may have been over the boundary. Again, the umpires don't have the television replay, but it's great camera work this to get a look at that. Did he do well enough? You see, he's making contact with that boundary. It's that right foot. But again, there's no benefit of the replay for the umpire, so it will just be a couple of runs. But you wonder how big of a moment that could be. Importantly, though, Curtin has regained strike. Needs to find the boundary. That straight boundary is an option. It is much smaller than the square boundaries.
So ball tugged into the onside, looking for a couple of runs again, and they'll challenge the fielder. They come back for 2. That's a couple of good shots in this over. Couple of 2s. And Nicholas Curtin back on strike. He's up on 27. It's 130 for 8.
This has been very good execution from Shadi van Schalkwyk. He's just conceded, I think, 1 boundary in his entire spell. He's gone for 18 runs. He's bowled 2 overs in the last 5. He needs to close it out, but if they go on to win this game, the USA, he will be a big part as to why.
In the air, fielder will come around, takes the catch, and Nicholas Curtin is gone. 130 for 9.
Yeah, he deserved this wicket, Van Schalkwyk. The execution at the back end of the innings has been supreme. And this is what the USA have missed for years in T20 international cricket. Nicholas Curtin is a valiant effort. I think he's just coming in a bit too late for this Canada team, but in the end had to try to find the boundary and holds out at that long off position. Milind Kumar takes a good catch, but Van Schalkwyk, brilliant.
Let me go again.
These last couple of overs have been very good from the USA. That 18th over went for 17 runs. Since, though, they've only conceded 10 runs.
So 2 balls remaining. Uday Bhagwan Singh comes in. And a couple of balls remaining here. Shadi van Schalkwyk has picked up his 2nd wicket. A big debut performance for him given the last over. Will come into bowl to Uday Bhagwan Singh. 130 on the board. Oh, struck well through the offside. Fielder will come around. Jesse Singh. And they settle for 1. So 1 final ball remaining. 131.
I tell you, it's quite impressive stroke to start for your number 11. But I think Canada will reflect on this innings and they'll think we didn't go hard enough in that power play. Just a bit tentative, understandable. First time playing the T20 international format in a while, new conditions. But I think given how many they've scored in the last 10 overs, they'll really feel like they missed an opportunity. First 10, they were 57 for 3. They've almost doubled that.
Final ball, big swing and a miss. And they'll run for anything here. Oh, Shadi van Schalkwyk can retrieve the throw. They come back for what could be a couple of byes. And run out of the last ball.
Yeah, clinical execution from the USA in this first T20 international. They're restricting this Canada's batting lineup that has been very good in one-day international cricket. Started with the early wicket of Aaron Johnson, and since they kept the pressure on. The 2 spinners in the middle really complemented the seam well. But I think they'll be very happy chasing 132. And Canada will need to start well, but they've got some spin of their own, so should be quite an enticing run chase. Expects to be a thrilling series between these 2 teams, cricket's longest rivalry in history. Look at the batting card for the Canadians. Aaron Johnson was the first to go. Went for 16. Shamanta tried to get going, wasn't able to do so. Pargat Singh, I think they'll reflect on those 24 deliveries and feel like they really missed out. But a good end to the innings by Saad Bin Zafar. That 29, quick fire 29 helped. And well supported by Nicholas Curtin.
Yeah, 132. Let's take a look at the bowling card. Ken Chige was brilliant, 3 for 21. Also saw a couple of wickets from Saurabh Netravalkar. He's always dependable. And Van Schalkwyk, he came in with 2 for 19, debut performance. So it's 132 But the US will need 133 in 120 balls. We'll see you soon when cricket resumes here at PVCC in Texas.
Mark. Hey, Sacco! Now for wait. This is a professional. I can't wait for something. Just blow it up. Blow it up? Yeah, blow it up. Fast, let's go, man. It's done, this is done. Let's go, youth. Let's go, youth. This is on a stop. You have a hustle this one. 10 minutes left from the hand. I'll get out for you. Youth, come on, man. Hey! Fucking shit. Man, just go someone do this fuck. Run! Run! He going like the old now. You're a young fucking man. You supposed to. Everything is a move right now. This is not the same regular game. No one to waste time. I have to move. 10 minutes. I'll have 10 minutes out here. 10. Right? After that umpire come free fucking field. So I have to ready. You gotta move. Can't be standing and looking. Tell you one day, go get it and come on back. This is a different game. It's not the same as the regular game. I'm telling you. Backline number? Yeah. Done with all them there. Just the blue line now. Might just put up to something. Done with backline. Go find me where my mallet is. Go get the mallet off the truck. The rubber one. Rubber. Right. guys, we have to go here. We have to go. Last round and then we have to go.
By the way, as soon as food is ready, go grab it. As soon as we are done, we'll wrap it up and come.
Before I say 20 minutes. No, we overrun the time. Adi, don't leave them, Adi, don't leave them. Make sure they take the field, Adi, before you leave. Make sure they take the field before you leave. Steven. No, that's middle. I thought he was going this way. No. A little bit more to you. That's two. Bowler's coming left arm over.
So welcome back. With the news, the USA, they need 133 in 120 balls. Owen, I'm joined by Owen Brown and Stephen Taylor and Monang Patel out in the middle. And 130 plus here posted by the Canadians.
I'll make a prediction right here, Lenny.
Ready guys.
The team that wins the power play wins the game.
So Owen Brown calls it the team that stays ahead on the power play will certainly come ahead. And you get the feeling, Owen, that this is not a frightening total at all by the US. And it's really shown that the States boys have really done well. Here is Joshi to start. And the ball outside the off stumps. Taylor allows it to go by. Stephen Taylor, how valuable he is to this chase.
Extremely valuable. Just as we were speaking about Johnson from the Canada innings, I think Stephen Taylor is just as important because those batters make use of the power play, the field restrictions, which is the first 6 overs.
And Brown, we saw in the recent Major League tournament, for example, Stephen Taylor was not his usual self. Would have loved to get some runs edged off the bat. And the first run for the US comes off the bat of Stephen Taylor.
Yes, didn't do much in the major leagues, but had a fairly good national championship. I think he was the leading run scorer, if memory serves me right.
Yeah, he got a big 8 in one of the games, played well for the South region. And he's been around US cricket for so long, but the captain comes in to strike. And Monang Patel will get a shot here at Rishiv Joshi so far. Ball driven into the offside. No Jeremy Gordon. No Kalim Sana for the Canadians. They've thrown the new ball to Joshi. So far, he's bowled well.
He's bowled well. Pitching the ball up. Saw a little bit of inward movement to the right-hander from the last delivery. So he's trying to see what he could get with the new ball under these conditions. So he's trying to pitch the ball up to see how much movement he can get into the right-hander.
Ball goes down the leg side, called a wide. Your colleague, Jermaine Lindo and Vijay Malela, they made their one-day international debut together in the same series. I recall that pretty well.
Yes, yes, yes. Good colleagues of mine, two mentors that I have over the years when I decided to umpire a few years ago. Both of these gentlemen were the ones that encouraged me at the time to get into this profession.
Yeah, I joined in the box as Owen Brown, umpire in the across the country. I'm tempted to say the Texas area, but you've gone beyond that, Owen. Play and a miss, big appeal, good start here from Rashiv Joshi. He's bowled well, Owen Brown. He's only given up 2. He's bowled 4 balls so far.
Yes, previous delivery had some movement into the right-hander. This one held its line and beat the outside edge.
And Brown, when you're defending just about 134, you want some early wickets, and you made mention of the power plays. You talk about the batting side staying ahead in the power plays. If the bowlers can pick up 4 or 5 wickets in this power play, it becomes a different proposition.
Definitely.
Oh, lovely shot from Monang Patel, up and over, and that has gone away for 4. That's a lovely shot from the captain.
Yes, that one was in the zone, in the slot. Just hit straight back over the bowler's head. Too long on for boundary 4. And Monang Patel is in decent form as well, because he made a century in the national championship as well.
And Owen Brown, if I'm not mistaken, was probably on the same pitch, or at
Exactly.
least on the same ground.
The same ground.
Yeah, he got 100 in the Nationals. A lovely shot, just coming on the front foot, reaching the ball and just up and over. Good shot to play in the first 6 overs. Into the onside, could be runs here again. Look at that, and it crosses the boundary on the onside. And a couple of 4s in this over. So the first over comes to a close. It's 10 for no loss with a couple of 4s from Monang Patel.
Yes, that last boundary, he just strayed a little bit into legs too much, and it was clipped forward of square through the mid-wicket area for a well-timed boundary.
Everything came in. Cal, Nitzy, warm up, Nitz. Right arm round to Taylor. Steve, center stop. Taylor was scared of Nitz, so they had to get him on the same side.
So the off spinner Harsh Takar has been thrown the ball. And Brown, spinners in T20 cricket, how important is this trade?
Very important, because they vary their pace a lot, and with this wicket, he might get some assistance.
Oh yeah.
And you look at Harsh Takar, good start from him. He's bowling to Taylor, the left-hander, gets the ball to move away. It's probably a matchup that favors the bowlers.
Oh yeah.
Saw a couple of 4s in the last over of the bat of Monang Patel, but we've seen a couple of good balls here from Harsh Takar to start.
I was trying to see if I could see if the wind direction has changed, because with that end that he's bowling from, he might be able to get both edges. Both edges might come into play, because if he bowls the drifters that drifts into the left-hander, Taylor could be out bowled or get him leg before.
Oh,
Yeah, this has been a quality over so far from Harsh Takar. And Brung, you're right on that. Spinners, they depend on turn, they depend on flight, they depend on drift. Oh, Taylor into the leg side and over backward square. And that has gone for a 6. Stephen Taylor, 4 dot balls. And the 5th one goes for 6. Lovely shot.
Badly directed delivery. On mid and leg, drifting down. Easy pickings for Taylor. That's his strength all day in his sleep. Down the leg side, as you see the replay, swept over square leg for a maximum.
Yeah, with all fairness, it was only the first poor delivery of the over. And look at that. Had it not been for the 6, this has been a very good over from Harsh Takar, but the 6 spoils it. And after 2, USA in reply, they're 16 for no loss. So welcome back. 117 needed from 108 balls. Uday Bhagwan Singh has been given the ball. So very inexperienced or new bowling attack to start here by the Canadians, Owen Brung. And I say that because we haven't seen Jeremy Gordon, we haven't seen Dylan Helliger, and they have opted to go with Uday Bhagwan Singh. Jeremy Gordon, of course, not picked for the series, but he has been part of the Canadian lineup for some time.
Yes, one of their most experienced bowlers. Gordon is left out for the series. But I think they're still trying to find their right combinations, what players would be best suited for these conditions. Looking at some players possibly for the overall squad that will be going to the World Cup.
And no Kalim Sana, he's always been part of left arm seamer. So they've gone with Rishiv Joshi, they've gone with Harsh Takar so far. Now we see Uday Bhagwan Singh, 17 on the board. Oh, that's a brilliant ball. He did everything except getting the edge of the bat.
Yes, bowling around the wicket to the left-hander. Angled in, just held it line and beat the outside edge. Well bowled.
And Brung, I'm pretty sure you had a look at the wicket before the start. What can we expect, not only today, but probably the other games coming up? Taylor scampers for 1 and hands the strike over to Manang Patel.
Yes, the good thing is because these games are played later in the day, a little bit more time for the pitches to dry out. So I think we're going to be getting a good pitch that brings bat and ball into play. So I just think that the Canadian team is at about 10 runs short, at least 10 runs short. I think par on this wicket is 140.
So a couple of comeback deliveries here from Bhagwan Singh. He's not really bowled bad. He's only given up a couple of runs in this over.
Yeah, but with the grass on the pitch, the fast bowlers will be able to get some movement out of the seam. Spinners will be able to get some balls to grip and turn as well. So I think the bowlers will be able to get some assistance from this pitch as this ball is pushed to long off, no run.
So the third over comes to a close. It's 18 for no loss.
Lovely start this boys, lovely start this boys. Come lads, come lads. You got the two USA reps here at the back boys. Let's get the ace crew in lads, come on. Come Harshik. Let's work on getting the air screw here, lads.
It's 115 to win from 102 balls.
Get it. Good. Good.
The ball eased into the onside as Nickel comes back into the box. Nickel, not a frightening score by any means, but a couple of wickets here and there, you never know.
Yeah, it's been positive this start from the USA. I think it's an opportunity for guys, especially Steven Taylor, who's been short on runs. Last couple of innings he's played in the MLC didn't have as fruitful of a season as we would have expected. So with a score of just 130, I think you don't have to be over aggressive. You can sort of pace yourself. You know exactly what you need every over. It's less than 7 and over on what I think has become batting paradise at the Prairie View Cricket Complex.
Oh, yeah. Good.
And Nickel, we've seen Harsh Thakkar bowling a very good spell so far. It only took him 1 ball that Steven Taylor took over. Back was square for 6, but other than that, he's been on the money. They'll need a couple of wickets in this power play. Oh, cut away. That's a lovely shot from Monang Patel running up towards third. And that's his third 4 of this innings. Lovely shot again from Monang.
Yeah, the captain, I think, has played real responsibility. He's been very low risk in terms of his boundary options. Can afford to do that chasing such a small total of 130, but brave, very brave with slip in place to try and open the face and run it onto that third region. But this is good from Harsh Thakkar. He's been a go-to option for them with the new ball.
Oh, yes. Harshik. That's it.
And as we saw from the first over, Harsh Thakkar bowled 1 bad ball that went for 6. Wouldn't want to say it was a bad ball that Monang played. It was really a fine cut.
Oh.
Playing a miss, kept a tad low.
Nice, Harsh.
3 bowlers used by Canada so far. Oh, up and over into the offside. Fielder comes around, falls in front of him. And Monang Patel, a little bit anxious for a few moments there. He picks up a single.
Yeah, 24 for none.
So 4 of us gone, 24 for no loss. Bhagwan Singh will continue bowled a tidy first over, only conceded a couple of runs, Nickel. And why not? He's been given another one. Oh, lovely shot into the offside, finds the fielder. And it comes down to 109 to win this one.
Yeah, I'm interesting to see when Saad Bin Zafar goes to himself with Monang Patel at the crease. I understand you've got the left-hander in Steven Taylor. You may be probably hesitant to go to left-arm spin, but Bin Zafar has dismissed Monang Patel twice. They played each other a lot of times, so I wonder when he goes to himself. He's on the field, so it means...
Oh, that's a lovely shot from Monang Patel. That has gone for a maximum over extra cover. Very commanding shot from the skipper.
Yeah, exquisite. Good use of the feet in the power play, maximizing. And a big positive for the USA is that they've played this almost like they're batting first. They're trying to get into the right habits, trying to set the right trends. You want to maximize on the first 6 overs. It's one of the biggest deciding factors in T20 cricket. This has been a really good start, and they're well on their way to that small total.
And Nikhil, when you look at the bowling attack, they're missing 2 of their stalwarts or bowlers that have been around for some time. Jeremy Gordon is not picked for the series, and Kalim Sana, and I'm surprised that he's been left out.
I think he's nursing an injury.
And so they've opted to go with Rashiv Joshi and Uday Bhagwan Singh, relatively new to this opening attack for Canada. Tucked away into the leg side. Taylor will pick up another run.
Yes, Ploy teams have used to Steven Taylor actually. They've gone short at him, and that's why they've got the deep backward square in place. you can see he's not a comprehensive hooker. He does play the pull well, but if you can get it in and around that neck height area, I think you're in with a chance of getting him caught on that boundary.
So we've seen 8 in the over so far. A lovely shot not too long ago from Manang Patel. He's been quite dominating so far. Now Nikhil would have just come off 100 in the internationals.
Yeah, Stephen Taylor will have great memories against this Canada team. Got 96, unbeaten 96 from 54 balls back in 2018. That was at North Carolina. So these two have had their experiences against Canada. Manang Patel hasn't really been as prolific in terms of run scoring against them. The captain, only 45 runs in 3 T20 internationals against the Canadians.
So big appeal. Umpire Jermaine Lindo is not convinced, and so the 5th over comes to a close. It's 33 for no loss. So 34 for no loss, 5 gone. And so they need 99 to win from 90 balls. Halliger has been throwing the ball. And we've seen a very good start from the US team. Ball driven into the offside, running up towards the mid-wicket boundary. And it crosses the rope. Taylor, 4 runs.
Yeah, a touch too straight for Dylan Halliger to start. He's got that extra bit of pace, so I think Stephen Taylor will try to use that to his advantage. This is a good batting trap. Ball has come onto the bat nicely. And with this field, he can't afford to be that straight. Probably will feel a bit hard done by, came off the inner half of the bat, but he's got step in place with the angle, trying to go across him. And has got deep third, a very square deep third. So I think that's the line you want to operate on. 4th or 5th stump a lot more often. Been a good touch, Dylan Halliger, with ball in hand. 9 wickets in his last 4 one-day internationals in League 2. He's always been a wicket taker for this Canada team. 35 T20 international wickets at 20 apiece.
We've seen a good start from Stephen Taylor and Manang Patel. They have been part of the US setup for many years. And Nikhil, like many of the US fans, they're keen to see some of the newcomers who have, when you look at the top order of this US team being picked for this series, looks quite appetizing. Andres House waiting in the wings. Oh, Taylor, down the leg side, you don't bowl there. And that is dispatched for another maximum.
Yeah, I think trying to decipher the plan here from Halliger. They went short of him a couple times, Stephen Taylor, and it worked. But in between length, not really full enough, not short enough to threaten him. And he's very strong on the flick. So comfortably clearing the boundary with that breeze, helping. The fans have had a show here to start in this power play. And you can contrast the differences when you look at the two teams and their approach. The USA were 30 for 1 after 6, looked tentative. Canada, I meant, were very tentative in their first innings. The USA, however, have come out very aggressive. This is, I think, the way Stuart Law will want their team to play, with the added depth that they have. Harmeet Singh, Van Skelwick bolstering that batting lineup.
So no pressure on this batting team so far. A couple of balls hanging down the leg side on the legs of Stephen Taylor. He's really capitalized a couple of sixes. Manang Patel has shown some elegance in his few boundaries. 3 4s and 1 6 for him. Another good start here from Heliga, in which they're just defending 130 plus. 44 for no loss. A flying start here by the US. Into the onside, protection out in the deep. Back one, Singh will run around and hands the strike over to Monang Patel.
He's missed his line here, Heliga, a couple of times in this over. You look at the field and the slip in place to Taylor. Both the times he was hit into the boundary were flicks off the pad. So I think the plan would have been to go across the left-hander, bring that slip into play, bring deep point if he wants to play that uppercut. Instead, he's just straight a touch too straight, and he's been shot to the boundary twice. Can he finish now against the right-hander? No slip in place for Monang Patel. They do have the backward square for that short option, and they've got deep point, no deep third. No, they actually do have deep third, correction. Left of screen now.
So flying start by the US, not that they needed it. Monang Patel and Taylor has gone about fluently so far. A couple of runs here again for Monang Patel. That will close out the end of the power play session. So 6 gone. It's 47 without loss.
No attention. Calm down, Jano. Calm down, Jano. Back.
So 47 for no loss, Nikhil. They're going a 7.8, required 6.1. It's USA all the way.
Yeah, interesting in between the over there. A bit of words being exchanged by Aaron Johnson, Stephen Taylor. So this rivalry, you'll watch these two teams battle the last couple of years. There's always been quite a thrilling rivalry building. A lot of familiar faces. Nicholas Curtin now with some off spin. I think one of the reasons why we're not seeing Nikhil Dutta in this Canada 11 today is because of Curtin's bowling option. Hasn't bowled a lot in T20 international cricket, but they do have his support to someone like Harsh Thakur, can spin the ball away from the left-handers. The only way, though, Canada are going to win this game is wickets. I'm surprised Saad Bin Zafar hasn't taken the ball yet, the captain. He's been their most prolific wicket taker in the last couple of years. Has a good matchup against Monang Patel. He's gotten him out a couple of times. I think he'll back himself, even against the left-hander. This is where we spoke about in the first innings. Teams sometimes, Lenny, can play that matchups a bit too much.
Oh, it falls. A diving catch by a man, a short leg. And it looks like Stephen Taylor is gone. 47 for 1. Taylor falls for 22. And Nicholas Curtin, the 4th ball into his spell, has picked up 1.
This is an extremely interesting sequence of play. Stephen Taylor advanced down the track. It was much quicker from Curtin, trying to beat him for pace. At the last second, got his bat on it. And in the end, an excellent effort by the fielder at that fine leg position. Look at it. So he barely gets I think the handle on it. Maybe the stickers hit the stickers, and then excellent piece of work. I think it was Paragat Singh who just picked it up. And this is the way they win this game, Canada. They have to take wickets. That's the first.
So Andres House walks to the middle. Newcomer in this USA top order. And he's gone because Stephen Taylor just trying to paddling 1. Around the leg side. Leg side, he's been very strong. Stephen Taylor, a couple of 6s for him. But Andres House walks to the middle. Former South African junior player, and he comes out here with 86 to win from 80 balls.
Yeah, really excited to see the debutant Andres House. When you look at what he's done just to lead up to this moment, it's really been impressive in the Major League. Last year, he's gone to Dubai earlier this year to play in the ILT20. He got a T20 100 for Free State. That was back in 2017 against Namibia. But if you don't know Andres House, he really can be destructive. That's the word to describe him. This is a new role for him, though, because think most of the teams, I've never really seen them not open the batting, but Monak Patel, Stephen Taylor, they've kept that intact. How does he navigate the middle overs now, batting outside the fielding restrictions?
Very good ball here from Nicholas Curtin. He's really bowled a quality over so far. Picked up the wicket of Stephen Taylor. He's only given up one in 5 balls. Exactly the kind of spell that the Canadians would need at this point of the game.
I wonder if Bin Zafar from the other end, both right-handers at the crease, if they've done their homework, they'll know Gauss has been dismissed at times from the ball spinning away. So is it time for the left-arm spinner to come into the attack? Really good start from the part-timer, though, Nicholas Curtin. They'll be very happy with that, Canada, looking forward in this series. Just 2 runs from the over and the wicket, 49 for 1.
Yeah, AJ, come over. Panta! Heli.
So the captain comes into the attack, Nikhil. Saad Bin Zafar at 49 for 1.
Yeah, good to see Ali Khan in attendance, nursing an injury, but it will be a big feature in that USA World Cup team once he recovers. Yeah, the captain, left arm spin.
Oh, catch it.
Straight away makes something happen, though. Lawan is on the boundary, but
Nice, Adi.
yeah, he's got Monak Patel out a couple of times. He knows him really well. The 50 comes up, but I really think Zafar, he's just too good. He's been too good for them with the new ball to not bowl in that power play, especially a day like today. You're only defending 130. I wonder if on reflection, in hindsight, they look at getting him at least 1 over with that new ball. I understand the thinking. Left hand at the crease, you went with Taka. But I think he's just too good with that arm ball. Can really be deceptive.
So we saw earlier in the match, it was around 9.3. The Canadians got to their 50. Look what's happening here, 7.2 and already a 50 on the board. Monak has batted fluently well. Stephen Taylor came quickly and went for 22. And Andres House has picked up a couple of runs so far. And Saad Bin Zafar, Nikhil has been very good in this over, 3 singles. I wonder if the little threat of an injury to the left-hander played a factor in him not bowling so early.
That's Adi.
I think it's the perfect situation for House as well to come into international cricket. Even as experienced as he is, close to 50 T20s before this game today, he'll still feel a bit of nerves. There will be a lot of expectation given what he's done leading into this series. Just 80 to chase, and a well-set Monak Patel at the other end who's blasting it to the boundary. This will help his confidence. I think it'll help the USA as they're well on their way to chasing this in this first T20 international.
Yeah, one of the best we've seen from Monak Patel. This is his 4th 4. And look at that, driven all along the ground, very fast outfield, lovely one. And that has gone away for 4, good shot.
End of the 8th, 57 for 1.
Short fine. Panther. Somebody down. I just take out the shot first. Yeah, the shot. Okay, give yourself a little bit there.
Yeah, 57 for 1. The USA well on their way to chasing this 130 odd needed for victory. They'll be very happy with the start. The USA, not only with the ball, but the fact that their captain Monak Patel is in the runs. Even with two right-handers, Saad Bin Zafar, he's been impressed enough by Nicholas Curtin. Can they develop him into a bowling option going forward in T20 international cricket? And remember, folks, a lot of you at home will be watching this and wondering, in terms of, I think the runs, people may have expected Canada to be probably closer to 140, 150. It's a good surface. But we have to remember that there has been a transition for both these teams. You look at USA, they did not play a single T20 international in the entire 2023 last year. Canada as well only played at that World Cup qualifiers. A lot of their cricket has been in the League Two, which has been predominantly a 50-over format. So the purpose of this series, the purpose of Bangladesh coming to the US in a couple of weeks' time, is to get the teams acclimatized to this format. Yeah, it doesn't carry to the man. Do have the two deep fielders on that straight boundary. So I think it will take some time for them to get back into the format, but yeah, have seen decent standard thus far though.
Yes, Nikhil, and the Nationals, only we saw about 3 games or 3 rounds of games. So that didn't help. Monang continues to go very aggressive at times.
A much quicker delivery, but he finds the gap, Monak Patel. This is very good signs for the USA. Their captain has looked in supreme touch.
5th 4 here from Monang Patel on 1-6. But he has come out, and he's come out with a very confident approach. Short, give himself room, and punched it through the offside. Found the gap nicely. That has gone away for another boundary. Monarch on the charge.
You're trying to stay away from that leg side boundary as Curtin because of that breeze and that wind factor coming from the south. It's a swirling wind that can help. You saw Stephen Taylor hit 2 sixes in that leg side. So he wants to be there in and around that off stump or just outside that off stump line. Better come back. But without Kaleem Sana in this Canada lineup, Lenny, they will have to try and find someone who can be that enforcer in the middle overs, because he has been supreme with his wicket-taking ability in recent times. Who can come in the middle overs and get wickets for them when they're under pressure in a situation like this?
Oh, that's a lovely strike from Andres House. Straight down the ground. That's gone away for 4. So 9 gone is 69 for 1.
Come on, boys. Keep working here, lads.
Yeah, just 64 runs away now, the USA from victory in this first T20 international. Monak Patel, the captain, searching for what would be a first T20 international half century. He's very close. He's looked apart. He's looked very good to start. He'll look for 2 as well. He'll get 4 actually. He's hit it so well. I thought surely it would be 2. Don't think he expected it to race to the boundary, but it tells you outfield here lightning quick.
Yeah, that's another lovely shot again from Monang Patel. 6 4s and 1 6.
Keep working, Sadi. No worries.
And another lovely shot. The batter's under no pressure at all. Look at this one, short on a sluggish track, and really punched this one hard through the offside. Picks up another boundary. USA all the way.
It's been uncharacteristic this from Bin Zafar. If you watch him over the years, biggest thing he does when he bowls in these middle overs is target the stumps, constantly attacking the stumps, and it can frustrate you as a batter at times. But you know, second boundary has been struck for. Both have been very wide of that off stump. Again, missing the stumps, but just one. Oh no, it's gone through. Yeah, that's been a problem for Canada today, the intensity in the field, and this is going to be over in a hurry if these two can continue in this fashion.
Yeah, Andres House capitalize on a bit of misfield. Poor fielding down there. Well executed shot. Fielder got it wrong pretty well, covered the ball to some extent, and look at that. Goes through.
I think that's the better line. Because he gets the ball to spin, and on a surface that is spinning, if he can start it maybe on that middle or leg stump and have it finishing on off, I think he'll be a lot harder to hit through that offside.
Oh yeah, Saad. Beauty stuff, Saadi.
Great to see though cricket back in the USA, international cricket as well, here at the Prairie View Cricket Complex. First international being hosted here. It's lived up to the expectation. It's been brilliant. Good weather. The good fans have come in. Excellent support. The USA, they'll be very happy about. Well on their way. 79 for 1. And time for a drinks break.
Hey, drinks, drinks.
Yeah, just 54 needed from the last 10 for the USA here in Houston, battling Canada in a 5-match T20 International Series. Second T20 International on Tuesday, but they've bossed it pretty much from winning the toss. Monak Patel, he's led from the front. He's been very good in his decision-making, must say, as captain. Backed his left-arm spinners today. Nosh Kenjigi on debut was special. And now with bat in hand, once they got a good start in the power play, they were always going to be ahead. Just chasing a small total, so will be some pace. Hilliger, who went for 13 in that 6th over, back into the attack. Change of ends for him as well. Now from the southern end. Really fascinating to see how they use Andres House, Lenny, going forward in international cricket. Just because he's opened the batting a lot. You look at where he's done well in last year in the MLC, even in the ILT20 earlier this year. He averaged over 40, so clearly is someone who, against international and that quality bowling, can perform. So he'll be a big factor for them, but the fact that they're batting him at 3 is a different role for him. Just past point. Won't get to the boundary, may have got a hand on it.
Yeah, Nikhil, you're right on that, and that would also depend how powerful the US top order fires and do on paper. Very experienced Stephen Taylor, Monak Patel, Milind Kumar has come into the side. Gajanan Singh has been there for some time. Nitish Kumar on the bench today. So with that sort of top order, it could be a freer system or method for House to really come in and play his natural game. So we've seen a couple of runs in this over from Dion Heliger. And you've got to be fair to the bowlers. perhaps not enough to really bowl at. We saw Stephen Taylor and Manak Patel giving the USA a very quick start for 47. And Manak Patel is really been fluent today.
Has he got a touch on it? No, he hasn't. Wide signaled. I think there was a noise there, and House immediately touched his shirt, trying to tell the umpire that it was just brushed the pad, and he's saying yes, it did hit the pad. Jermaine Lindo just changing his decision. It may have just brushed through, but I'm surprised they haven't gone to this earlier, Canada. Especially to Manak Patel, that short ball ploy. Most of his boundaries against the seam have been to the fuller delivery. So when he does get on strike, does Haliger go to that shorter delivery? Yeah, they've got to score more runs. I think they'll back their spin and the seam options that they have, Canada, but they have to put a better total on the board going forward. I think they'll reflect. It's not really the surface. It's been a good one for batting. I think they'll reflect on that power play. The first 10 overs, Len, they were 57 for 3. And it was just the constant pressure. Dots, and credit to the USA as well, they bowled well, but I think Canada will maybe take a few more risks going forward in this series. Full again. There is deep point. Put down. Ashtaka it was at that boundary. They'll be disappointed.
Yeah, a couple of runs again for Manak Patel. He continues to want to finish this in a hurry. A good slice on that one, and I thought that the fielder took a long time to really get into position. May not have picked up the ball initially, but in the end, a couple more runs to Manak Patel. He inches close to a 50.
Sadi. AJ. I think Curdo, you want to switch?
Yeah, Harshtaka back into the attack.
AJ.
Yeah, again, I think they're
Sadi,
missing
not too much.
Kaleem Sana badly here. It was a bit of extra pace. Was there in force in the middle overs. Don't really have someone who is that threatening Canada in what we've seen so far.
Ball harsh.
Haven't seen Bhagwan Singh, the seamer, since the power play. Just looks too easy at the moment for the USA. Less than 50 to win. This partnership developing well.
Come on.
Picks it up. Way too short. And it's a bigger boundary as well, and into the wind. Doesn't matter, Andreas House, even outside the power play, impressive.
Yeah, his first 6 in international cricket for the USA. A track down here from Harsh Thakur, not on this pitch. Hammered it outside of the playing area.
Get it, Hashi. Nice.
Yeah, they'll reflect on their bowling performance, Canada. I think the times when they've been too short, so Bin Zafar, his boundaries punched through the offside by Manak Patel, all were too short. On that occasion, Harsh Thakur, again, because it's probably on the slower side, this surface, when you do bowl short, it's just too easy, even into that wind and into a slightly bigger boundary.
Yes, Nikhil, they've really been outplayed today. The USA fielding has really been brilliant. Seen a couple of mishaps in the field for Canada.
Short again, this time though, quicker. Chance for the fielder, no, just over. So 2 sixes coming in the over. They're in a hurry here, the USA. What a start to international cricket for Andreas House.
Yeah, a couple of big pull into the onside. Most recent one, short and given a lot of time, given a lot of room. And Andreas House has gone quickly up to 27. This is easy pickings here for the US with just some 36 runs remaining.
This time straight. The versatility on display. Couple of short deliveries in the over put away. Now full. Similar result. Big over for the US. 100 comes up for 1 after 12. Hundred for 1. USA well on their way to picking up victory in this first T20 International. This partnership has developed nicely between these two. Captain Monak Patel has led from the front.
And Nikhil, when you look at batting still to come, it's 101 on the board, and of course we've seen a very good knock from Monak Patel. Inches up to a 50. But still batting to come here in Jones, Gajan and Singh Milind Kumar.
Dylan Heiliger continuing. Again down the track. He uses his feet really well against the seam. And the fielding has been subpar today for the Canadians.
50.
And it will be a maiden half century for Monak Patel in T20 International cricket. The captain, this is much needed. Had a really good MLC last year. And now he's building on that. He's been very productive but positive in this innings.
Yeah, 7 fours and 1 6 from Monak Patel. He got there in a hurry. And he got it with a convincing manner. Look at that. Comes down the track. Charges Heiliger. And through the offside he goes. And again, the feeling by the Canadians has not been stellar. Certainly not when you're defending 134.
Yeah, that plan there. It's a ploy that teams have used against Monak Patel. Short and at the body. And even with those two deep fielders leg side, I'm surprised he's taken so long, Heiliger, with that extra pace to go to it. Almost challenge Monak Patel, even though it's with the wind. Challenge him to hook, which we haven't really seen from him in his career. Every time they've put width on the ball, they've given him room, he's dispatched it in the offside.
Yeah, this has been a very good half century from Monak Patel. Came out with no pressure at all. 7 fours and 1 6, and came and took the attack to the Canadians. And from the look of things here, with 28 to win, it's USA all the way. They could go 1 up in the series. They will probably.
Again short. This time though, looked to be a slower bouncer. And yeah, again, I think something that they'll look to in the next games and going forward in this series.
Yeah, they were really pushed back with some very good bowling from Ken Jige, Harmeet Singh, a lot of experience, of course. And both players, Harmeet Singh and Ken Jige, making their international T20 debut. We also saw some very good bowling from the ever-dependable Saurabh Natravalkar, who has captained the USA before. And now that mantle of leadership has gone on to the man on strike, Monak Patel. He's been brilliant today.
Chance this, Nicholas Curtin under it at long on. And takes it this time. Good mix-up and change of length from Heiliger in this over. After he went for the boundary, 3 dots and now a wicket. Captain departs.
Still a well-played 50 from the captain, Monak Patel. And look at that, trying to go deep again. He's been commanding on those straight drives. But we've seen an excellent judge catch here from Nicholas Curtin. He's been one of the standout fielder and catcher for Canada. 105 for 2.
Sean.
Guys, let go again, guys.
Yeah, first wicket for Heiliger in this series. It's a good option, this, to Monarch Patel for a number of reasons. Yes, we talked about the short ball, but the reason I like it, Lenny, he goes full, but it's a lot straighter than he was in previous times. It forces Monarch Patel to hit down the ground into a very strong wind coming from the south. And you can see it didn't really get the distance, wasn't anywhere close to the boundary. And that wind coming off the highway can be very powerful. So good planning, and I think something for Canada to look to. A few positives standing out in this first T20 International. There'll be a series about experimentation, about finding the right rhythm, trying to find their best combination as they build towards the T20 World Cup. Aaron Jones, the vice captain, comes to the middle.
AJ, coming towards me.
And will be captain Saad Bin Zafar continuing.
Oh, yeah.
And Nikhil, while we have seen a very good knock from the captain, he got a half century. Andres House, he's really batted well on debut. He's up to 32. And now he partners Aaron Jones.
Sadi?
Yeah, you get the feeling that not too many runs on the board here for Canada. They were short quite a few. When you look at this top order for this US, Milian Kumar still yet to come, and Aaron Jones comes to the middle.
Working hard here, lads.
And we've seen a hot Monarch Patel, a very good debut performance here from Andres House.
Oh, yes, Sadi.
This Canada team will have to get their act together quite quickly, Nikhil, come Tuesday, to restrict this US powerful top order batting lineup.
End of the 13th. Sorry, it's not the end of the 13th. Apologies for that. Just working to get that score rectified for you.
Oh!
Yeah, quicker delivery. He's got that arm ball.
Nice, Sadi.
Saad Bin Zafar.
Yes, this has been a very good over from the captain. Nikhil, Saad Bin Zafar, he's one of the few men in the world to bowl 4 over spell without conceding a single run.
Oh, yeah.
He's been very good as leader, Saad Bin Zafar, in this Canada setup. 10 wins under his captaincy in the last 12 T20 internationals. Ends the 14th, just a single run from it. So maybe just wrestling some control back into this game, but just 4 runs needed per over. 106 for 2.
So 106 for 2, 27 needed from 36 balls. Rishiv Joshi has been given the ball, will come into ball to Andres House. He's batted well on debut for 31. We've seen a half century from Monarch Patel, and USA has really done well. Wide to start in the 15th over. And so 26 more runs to win here for the US. And they've really played a fine game today, smothered the Canadian batting lineup. They never got going. We saw very good bowling from Ken Jige. In fact, everyone bowled well. And it comes down to the last 26 runs or 36 balls remaining. And a ball outside the off stump. And Nikhil, you made mention of the rivalry that has existed for centuries, or many years, between Canada and the USA has come alive here in 2024. And one would recall in the early days when you look at For example, 2000, it was the start of the Americas ICC events, in which the US and Canada have always been competitive rivals. Lovely drive into the offside from Andre's House, and he continues to bat well. He's having a very good game.
Yeah, have to think wickets here, Canada. Have to think, how can we get Aaron Jones out? Again, has been susceptible to spin in recent times. Big series for him as well, the vice captain, because you want to really get that strike rate in T20 international cricket up. He strikes at 105. Now he's 20th T20 international, but a lot of times he's had to play almost a recovery role for the USA. They've lost the wickets in clusters. It's been a big problem for them throughout T20 international cricket. So he hasn't had the freedom and liberty to really go after the bowling, but he's shown us glimpses. Think of that 50 against Bermuda a couple of years ago. Struck at 150. So if they have the extra batting depth now, can he show us in this series that he is capable of accelerating and capable of going up a notch, especially with a well-set house at the other end?
And the fact is, Nikhil, that what makes you as a batter to probably come out and play your natural game. You look at House, he's been allowed to do that for a couple of reasons. Look at that. Steered away into the offside, and Andre's House has picked up another boundary.
Yeah, again, with an offer. Every time they've gone wide today, Canada, it's been too easy. On a very fast outfield here at Prairie View. It's just been very simple for House, his game plan. And just too much width with point in the circle. Just deep cover, the only fielder square on that offside with long off. So if you want to have that field, probably better string straighter as opposed to wider.
So ball into the onside, and that will trickle away for another boundary. In fact, yes, it's gone for 4. So consecutive 4s off the bat of Andre's House. Inside edge. Doesn't matter how they come, and he's gone into the 40s, Andre's House. And we come down to just about 16 runs needed for a win here.
Yeah, much better, because going across him, you're a bit straighter. Doesn't give him the arms to try and hit through that offside. Good finish to the over, but again, another expensive one. 11 from it, 118 for 2. Just 15 away, USA.
So Andre's House, in fact, Aaron Jones goes via the leg before route, and Saad Bin Zafar has picked up 1. He's picked up his first wicket. It's 118 for 3.
Yeah, even though there's only 15 runs to win, Aaron Jones trying to be a bit inventive, trying to get things over with quickly. He can understand the thinking with that point in the circle as well as third. So trying to access the offside with that reverse sweep. Almost a switch hit and then a reverse sweep, and in line in the end. Consolation prize for Canada. Jones departs for just 3. 118 for 3.
So Milan Kumar comes to the middle.
Ka fellas, ka Sadiq.
Another player on debut for the USA. Very strong batting lineup with just 15 runs to get. Saad Bin Zafar, he's picked up his first wicket.
Receive.
A lot of balls remaining, some 29 balls still to be bowled here. But it looks like 15 runs will be scored before that happens. Milan Kumar.
Yeah, another one of those 6 debutants, Milan Kumar, today playing for the first time for the USA. Big moment for him. Very experienced, coming from India. Played in the Ranji Trophy a few years. Excellent first-class numbers, Milan Kumar.
Get it, get it. Receive.
Averaged almost 50 in first-class cricket. Then moved over to the USA a couple of years ago. From Delhi, he's played for the Delhi Daredevils, RCB, played for the Texas Super Kings in the MLC last year, and really impressed. Middle overs, can sweep, can play spin well. And I think that's what the USA need in their middle order, given the power that they have up front with Taylor, Gauss, and others.
So the series continues on April the 9th. That's in a couple of days. That's on Tuesday. Back-to-back days. Tuesday and Wednesday. Second and third T20 International. And then, of course, there's a break on Thursday. And then Friday and Saturday to complement the 5 T20 series.
Come boys, come boys.
So we've seen a complete domination here from the US. Bowled well, field well, and their batting has really come off, led by the captain Monang Patel. Andres House has played a good hand. So 16 gone, it's 120 for 3.
Keep your far here. Far.
So 13 to win from 24. Rishiv Joshi will continue. He's been quite expensive today. Ball played into the onside, and the USA, they're 12 runs away from their first T20 International in this series.
Yeah, a few things for Canada, I think, to assess moving forward in this series. Coach Pubudu, Saad Bin Zafar, their leadership group. One will obviously be their batting. Can they show more intent? Yeah, Mangesh Chowdhury there, centre of screen, the director of cricket here at the Prairie View Cricket Complex, done well to get things ready for this international fixture. But just on Canada, can they find, I think even with Aaron Johnson, if he is dismissed early, can they find someone in that power play to still attack? They need to have that aggressive intent, capitalizing on those fielding restrictions. You look at the difference, it was a big difference. They were 30 for 1 after 6. The USA, on the other hand, were 47 for none. So given that they've done so well in one international cricket, can they go up a gear, go up in terms of their acceleration? Then with the ball in hand, I think the way that they used Dylan Hilliger with that short ball and extra pace. No Kaleem Sana today, so I think their use of him being that enforcer in the middle overs could be a difference maker as they move forward. Saw the short ball a couple of times. It caused problems for someone like Monang Patel. A few things to go back to the drawing board for this Canadian team. I think Nicholas Curtin as well. Can they get him up the order, being that really only left-handed option in that top 6?
Yeah, you're right on that. On the other hand, the US will continue to to sport a strong middle order. In fact, top to middle order. And when you look at the fact that Corey Anderson and Nitish Kumar is not in the 11 today, and Shayan Jahangir, one of the standby players, you get a feeling that the US may want to give those a knock somewhere along the line, depending on how well they can do in the second T20 International. But this has been a dominating performance from the top order. We saw Stephen Taylor and Manak Patel give them a very good start. You mentioned 47 for no loss. Wide is the signal from umpire Jermaine Lin. And the man that came in at number 3, Andres House, he was expected to do well, and he could cash in on a half century here. 10 runs needed, he needs 7. It's really been a very good all-round performance by the US. They have dictated the events here today.
Yeah, and another thing, I think the fact that they were able, Canada, to go at 10 and over, just about 10 and over in the last 5, with Curtin and Hilliger, that partnership, Saad Bin Zafar, 29 from 15, captain, almost struck at 200. I think it almost shows the top order that we can afford to take a few more risks because of the depth that we possess. So I expect in the next game them to come out, I think, a bit more aggressive, a bit more intense. And they put down a few chances, let's not forget that. So the fielding will need to go up again.
And the fact is, Nikhil, I'll tell you what, punched into the offside, looking for a couple of runs is Milind Kumar. They'll come back for 2, but I would want to see the US winning the toss in the next game and see what happens if they bat for 17 gone and 126 for 3.
No, wait. Is this 16? Is this 16? I just want to know. 17 goal. 17, right? Yeah. No. 18. 17 done. So 3 left. Yeah. Can I just update that 4 more then? Something was wrong. Are we sure it's that? Yeah, 17 done.
So 7 to win from 18 balls. Looks like Dylan Halliger has been given the ball. Andres House is approaching a half century. And 2 big knocks today, Nikhil. One from Manak Patel, the captain, and now Andres House. We saw even Stephen Taylor was quite fluent. And it comes down to this last remaining 18 balls, or probably 7 to win.
Yeah, I think what we've seen from this surface today, it tells you that it's pretty much a 150 or more surface. So Canada were 20 or 30 short. And again, it goes back to their first 10 overs. A lot of dots, lack of intent. Credit to the USA. The new ball bowling was spectacular. Manak Patel backed his 2 left-arm spinners, even when the left-handed Curtin came to the crease. It was a telling moment, just in terms of his captaincy approach and the way he thinks. What a debut for Kenji. My player of the match, just impact that he had with the ball in hand. 3 for 12, I think it was in his 4. No, correction. 3 for 21. But took 3 of their top order wickets.
Pulled away down the leg side. And we'll wait and see from umpire Vijay Malela. He's gone upstairs, and 50 for Andres House.
Yeah, what a start to international cricket for the South African. First T20 International. There was a lot of expectation coming into this series based on what he's done in the franchise leagues around the world. But even with a new role batting at 3, many weren't sure how he would adapt. He's adapted spectacularly well. He's made use of what is a fantastic batting track at the Prairie View Cricket Complex. And this is really promising signs for the USA as they look to that T20 World Cup. Got 2 half-century scores in the first T20 International.
So 5 fours and 3 sixes here for Andreas House. 50 off 29. We saw 50 off 35 from Anang Patel. And now scores are leveled. Oh, into the onside, and Andreas House on the stroke of getting a half century is gone. Heliger strikes 132 for 4.
Ellie, what a smart move.
Yeah, went short for the second time in the over. House would be livid though, that 1 run to win and he's given it away. Would have liked that Red Inca finish unbeaten, but yeah, again, just mere consolation for Canada. Not going to change the effect of the game, the result too much. But again, the short ball ploy, I think this is where Dylan Heliger can be used in this series because of that extra bounce he can get. How does Saad Bin Zafar use him a bit more sparingly at times, especially to guys like Monak Patel, who have not looked as convincing under the shorter delivery. Just 1 to get for the USA. They'll win this comfortably.
So Heliger picks up his second wicket. A couple of big wickets for Heliger, actually. That of Monak Patel, and now Andreas House. Gajanan Singh comes to the middle. And we've seen a strong performance from this US team. And I can't wait until Tuesday, Nikhil, to see if the US wins the toss and bat first with a strong batting lineup. So very attacking field here for Gajanan Singh. Couple of slips. Slip in a gully. And a man up a short fine leg. 132, the scores are level. Here is Gajanan Singh facing up to Heliger. And this one is swatted into the onside. Game over. And the US has taken an early lead in this series. And they've won quite emphatically in this one.
Yeah, quality performance. A lot of execution with their bowling, which has been an area that has let them down in the past. The USA, Harmeet Singh, Nachavalka, center of screen, Nosh Kenjige on debut. But in the end, very convincing win led by the captain. Got a maiden T20 International half century. Andreas House as well on debut, batting at number 3. But Stuart Law in his first game as head coach will be overjoyed with this performance. And in the end, very easy as they got to that 130. A good surface here at the Prairie View Cricket Complex. They needed at least 150, Canada. It's back to the drawing board for them.
Yeah, a very big win here for the US. The Canadians have always enjoyed perhaps a little bit more better results over the years. But the US has really come back with a dominating display here today. So big win here for the US. They win by 6 wickets. Second match of the series will be played on Tuesday. And then, of course, Tuesday and Wednesday back-to-back games. So batting card for the US. Stephen Taylor got off to a quick start along with Monak Patel. They posted 47 for the first wicket. And then Andreas House making his international debut as some other players. He got an even 50 off 35 balls. Milind Kumar came in and just not too many runs on the board for him to get a start. And so big display here from the US team. The bowling card. Very inexperienced lineup here today, with the absence of Kaleem Sana and Jeremy Gordon not picked for the squad. And no one really. Dylan Heliger picked up a couple of wickets, 2 for 30, but the writing was always going to be on the wall with just defending 130 plus. So not too much to bowl at. And so a quality display here from this US team, and they take an early lead in this series. And so match summary for you there. Saad Bin Zafar, he played well towards the end. He got 29. When you look at Kenjige, 3 for 21, was Really a good, smart bowling performance from him. Saurabh Netravalkar as dependent as usual. He picked up 2 for 30, and then Charlie Van Shawquick 2 for 19. Couple of 50s, one for Monarch and Andres House. And in the end, the United States, they win handsomely by 6 wickets. So a big win here for the US. And the second in the 5-match series will come up on Tuesday and then Wednesday and then rest on Thursday and then Friday and Saturday. So 5 T20 International between Canada and the US. $132 all out. And the United States 133 for 4. The warm dish tells the story. For the United States, the orange or the red worm always on top from ball 1. And in the end, they win by 6 wickets. Impressive win for the USA. So we'll await the presentation of the player of the match. And that's coming up shortly. some strong candidate for the US to be player of the match. Monang Patel, his half century. Kenjige 3 for 21. Shadley 2 for 19. 3 for 20 from Saurabh Netravalkar.
Yeah.
Andres House, he chipped in with a 50. So it's going to be interesting to see who the player of the match is.
Welcome to the post-match presentation for this first T20 International between the USA and Canada. We've got losing captain alongside me, Saad Bin Zafar. Saad, commiserations today. Just the start of the series though. Let's assess that batting performance. First of all, what did you make of the surface?
Yeah, I think the surface was a little bit tough. It was a little bit damp, too paced as well. But still, no excuse. We still had to adjust to the surface. I think we didn't really adapt to the surface really well. We lost a lot of wickets. Credit to their bowlers. They stuck to their lines with the change of paces and stuff. And we never really got the momentum in our batting. I think that's where we lost the game, basically.
You yourself struck at almost 200. So does that then reflect that you maybe want some more intent from your top order in that power play?
Yeah, definitely the intent has to be there. T20, you have to take, calculative risk. But again, I thought they were taking a little bit of time trying to assess the wicket. But then at the same time, we started losing wickets too. So we never really got that momentum going for us.
Couple of new faces, Saad, in your team. There's no Kaleem Sanneh, there's no Jeremy Gordon in terms of your fast bowling. How much are you guys using this series as trying to find that best combination for the World Cup?
Well, yeah, we are trying to find the combination too, but the guys who are missing, they're missing for personal reasons. It's not like we didn't pick them. So hopefully when we get those guys experience back in the squad, a couple of things will be better, but it's a good opportunity for the youngster to learn and see what is needed to survive on this level.
And what positives do you take away from this first game?
Well, a lot of positives, basically, the bowlers at the end, they find their lines, they find their rhythms. Even with 130, we took it to the 17th, 18th over. So I still believe we were 20, 25 runs short. Had we have those runs and if we had taken few chances that came our way, we could have made a game out of it. So still had to just stay positive, work on the shortcomings and come back strong.
All right, we'll see you Tuesday. All the best.
Thank you.
That's Saad Bin Zafar, Canadian captain. We'll now ask Monang Patel to come forward. Monang, comfortable win, you 50 yourself, but let's talk about the team performance. What did you guys do well today?
Really happy with the performance. I felt winning the toss and bowling first, I felt we utilized the power play really well. The bowler utilized the conditions. They bowl on the right channel, and I felt like that 6 over actually put them on the back.
Tell me about your use of your two left-arm spinners, both making their debut in T20 International cricket today. How do you sort of see yourself using both of them going forward?
I think they gave me a really good flexible option. They can bowl in the power play and after the power play also, and I'm using them really properly. Getting them in the power play, and then after the 6 overs, I felt Nosh really bowled after the power play. He made sure that he used the condition well and was bowling in the right channel.
Couple of half centuries, yourself with one. Monang, what approach would you like your team to take in T20 International cricket now, batting-wise, with the new guys you have?
I mean, we have discussed already in the dressing room that we want the attitude should be, positive mindset from ball one, taking singles, looking for always positive, and hitting boundaries for the wide balls. And I think all the batsmen did really well today.
All right, Monang, really well done. We'll see you Tuesday.
Thank you.
Monang Patel, maiden half century in T20 International cricket, leading from the front, the skipper. We'll now ask board member Anj Balusu to come forward and present a check of US $200 as well as an award, $250 correction, and an award to Nosh Kenjige, who is the player of the match today on debut, 3 for 21 in his 4 overs. Thank you very much, sir. And we'll ask Nosh if he can just come forward and say a few words. And also he'll collect a trophy as well. So a lot of happy faces for Nosh Kenjige and a win for USA. Nosh, it's been a long time to play T20 International cricket. How does it feel?
I think I'm just blessed and grateful to be here. Yes, it's taken a long time coming, but I've always said I'll just do the things that I can control, and I think it's just being about ready when you get the opportunity. So really happy to be here and doing well.
Yeah, it's interesting, Nosh. Just come this way a bit for me so we can get you behind that background. In terms of your pace, you vary it quite often. Today you were very slow. Is that a surface-dependent thing? How do you assess the pace that you will bowl on any given day?
Yeah, I think I started off a little on the slower side in the first over. I think the pitches that we have been playing in the last couple of weeks, they were more assisting the spinners. So I think I started a little slower, but then when I came back for my second spell, I think I got it right. So that helped.
What did you enjoy most about T20 international cricket?
I could say this one. It's been a long time coming. I haven't played a USA T20I, so it's been 7-8 years. So happy to be here.
And the partnership with Harmeet Singh, obviously in its infancy, but how is it? What was it like having another left-arm spinner at the other end, and how do you guys sort of see the way you approach your 8 overs in an innings?
Yeah, it's good to be bowling with him. I mean, he's a top bowler too. He's played everywhere in the world, so hopefully it'll be a good partnership for a long time to come. And yeah, hopefully we do the right things at all the times.
All right, good to see the man from Alabama smiling. Nosh, well done. We'll see you on Tuesday.
Thank you.
Yeah, Nosh Kenjige, the player of the match, and that concludes from the post-match presentation.
Yeah, so there we have it, folks, with the news that the USA have won player of the match, Noshtush Kenjige. So our second match of the series will be on Tuesday. It will be match number 2, April the 9th, and that's happening on Tuesday. Hope you enjoyed the broadcast today with the news that the US have won quite impressively. On behalf of the entire production crew, Roddy Lalman, our director, on behalf of the commentators Nikhil and Owen Brown, I'm Lenny Achaibar, hoping that you join us on Tuesday. Until then, good afternoon from Texas.
Of the surface.